Hey everyone, it's Jen with Timeline Tarot, and today we're going to take a look at your current situation as of September 25th, 2025. I will begin with Aries, work my way around the zodiac wheel here, ending at Pisces. Timestamps, as always, will be in the description box. I've set the intention of this reading to be for your sun, moon, rising, as well as your Venus placements, so you're welcome to look at any of them. If you don't know what your placements are, also in that description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Take a look at that site and then just come back here and watch the placements of your choosing. Also, keep in mind, and this is so very important, please keep in mind, it's a collective general reading. It's not individualized to you, to me, or to anyone. It is collective in nature. So that means not every message that comes through today will resonate. And if that happens, don't get upset. Just be mature and be like, okay, that's not my message. It belongs to someone else. So just take what fits, how it fits, and leave what doesn't. And two other really quick PSAs before I start the reading. One, please try to be nice to one another in the comment section. The world is a hard place these days. And two, I will be taking sips of my coffee throughout this reading. So if that bothers you, you're welcome to click off of this video ahead of time. With all of that said, let's begin. Hello, Aries. Let's take a look at your current situation as of September 25th, 2025 for Aries sun, moon, rising, as well as Venus placements. What do they need to know about their current situation? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your current situation, Aries, loss. This is Piscean energy, card number 12. That is followed by concentration, Gemini energy, card number 3. And at the bottom of the deck, you have excitement, excuse me, Gemini energy, card number 3, and seduction, Pisces energy, card number 12. Interesting how we have 12, 12, 3, 3. Let's get into tarot. Tell me more about this here for Aries, sun, moon, rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know about loss, concentration, excitement, and seduction? What else does Aries need to know about this for Aries, sun, moon, rising, as well as Venus placements? One more shuffle here. Thank you. I know it says concentration, but this card is giving me almost 7 of Swords energy because there are 7 swords on it. Okay, first card out we have is the 8 of Pentacles. That is followed by the Star, the Death card, and the Hanged Man. At the bottom of the deck, we have a Queen of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Page of Pentacles. That leaves a Page of Wands, 4 of Cups, and the Sun card here to a Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. What is this 8 of Pentacles here for Aries? I feel like you have identified something here. This wish, this dream, this goal. It's exciting for you when you think about it. And it just could be a life path, a dietary regimen that you want to begin. I don't know what the star is for each of you because it's a collective general reading. But I know that you have figured out what it is. I know that it's something that you want to work on or you wish that you could work on, right? In that 8 of Pentacles energy. You're seduced by the concept of this star, meaning it excites you, right? The excitement card. However, I feel right behind that we had romance. But in addition, it's almost like in order for you to work on this, to achieve this wish fulfillment, it requires you to close something out here in your life with the Death card. Transform something, walk away from something, close something. And because of that loss, here with the loss card, you're kind of frozen in time. So you're holding back from working on wish fulfillment or moving towards wish fulfillment. Again, however you define that, because it comes with a loss or a transformation that you're just not quite ready to do in this moment. Tell me about the Star card. What is it that Aries wants to work on here? Tell me, let's clarify that Star card. Obviously, it'll be different for all of you, but see if we can get something a little bit more precise for the collective. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Star card is clarified by the World, the Queen of Wands, and the 5 of Pentacles. So the wish fulfillment here, this is so interesting. Again, it comes with closing out a particular chapter of your life. Now, this could be lots of things. I could be speaking to an Aries where you are seduced by the idea. And again, this seduction doesn't have to be in a sexual or intimate way, but it's intrigued, right? We can use the word intrigued for that. So seduced, excited, intrigued by the idea of like leaving the industry that you've always been in, right? This is like a career and finance reading for you, or changing jobs. Maybe for 30 years of your life, you've been an accountant and suddenly now you want to be a sous chef. For some of you, it could be going from single to partnered or partner to single. There could be a choice here between 2 lovers because I do have 2 queens on the table. however you define this star, and again, it's different for all of you, it would require you to close out something monumental or to change your life, transform your life, and to take the inspired action to move on. But in that moving on, again, with that Five of Pentacles, I get the feeling here, it means you'd have to leave something behind. The industry that you're in, the job that you're in, the living situation you're in, maybe the relationship that you're in. Again, it's a pretty significant life path change. And as much as you want to take the inspired action and move towards it, it comes with loss. Five of Pentacles and the Loss card. What's the holdup here? Let's see. What is that Hangman energy? What is the Hangman energy? One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Hangman energy is clarified by the Ace of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Page of Wands. Bottom of the deck, High Priestess. Excuse me. This is the feeling of, before I can move towards this, even though I'm seduced by it or intrigued by it and excited by the idea of it, before I can put my full concentration into this and direct all of my energy into making that wish a reality, I really need to go within, High Priestess energy, Hangman energy, see from another perspective, and make sure that it's my absolute truth that I want to move towards this, that I want to discover ways on how I can make that dream a reality. It's almost like I don't want to do anything that down the line I'm going to look back and see that Four of Cups and be like, oh, this wasn't exactly what I thought it would be. You know, that feeling like, have you ever had a celebrity that you kind of built up in your mind and you're like, if I could meet that person, it would be so amazing. And then you get that one opportunity to meet that person and they fall short of every expectation. You're like, wow, I was better off never meeting that person, because now that I've met them, I think they're a real a-hole in person. Like, I've had one or two of those in my life, those incidences. And you're just like, ugh, why did I go to that book signing? Or why did I wait online for that autograph? Or I was so excited to bump into them on the street, and now I saw how they treated other people or their reaction towards me. And it kind of shatters the dream, right, of the expectation. So there's something like this where you're being very careful. And I love this for a cardinal fire sign. You are the only cardinal fire sign, by the way, in tarot. And so it's so interesting where I think in the past you would have moved very quickly towards anything that intrigued you and seduced you and you were excited by. I think you'd put all of your concentration into it. But life has molded and changed you, Aries. And in that, you are pausing. And it could be age, it could be experiences, it could just be where you're at in your life presently. But as intriguing as this wish fulfillment is, you're very cautious to say, based on past experiences, I'm going to take my time and gain absolute clarity before I move towards it. Because it's such a significant life change, I don't want to have any regrets in that Four of Cups. So I really like this for you because it's a very slow and steady approach. Page of Wands is fire energy, but it's a more mellow version. So it's like, I'm just going to discover. I'm going to take baby steps to see if this is something I would really like to do, or this is a direction I would really like to go in. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Page of Pentacles. What is the Queen of Pentacles there for Aries? Tell me more about that Queen of Pentacles energy. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Queen of Pentacles is clarified by the Emperor, the Seven of Wands, and Temperance. Bottom of the deck, the Sun. So the Queen of Pentacles is actually representing an aspect of you, whether you're masculine or feminine, and you are, of course, Emperor energy. So the Queen of Pentacles is actually you. There's a feeling here of this would be, and I think it's part of you, right? It's not all of you. You're not completely there yet. But there's an aspect within you that says, I know it would probably be the greatest act of self-love and would be very nourishing for myself and my life path if I were to take this new beginning. However, as the Emperor, and based on past experiences, and maybe age is a factor, and it even could be money for some of you, I'm going to hold myself back in that Seven of Wands from completely moving towards this new beginning. Although parts of me would like to nourish it, would like to invest in it. Queen and King of Pentacles are, is the energy of an individual who's looking for long-term investment. So it's like, even though I would like to, Eight of Pentacles, pour myself into this, right? Give it my full concentration. I'll give it some concentration in Temperance energy, in Page of Wands energy, but not my full concentration, not at this point. So I'm going to hold myself back from taking any impulsive, making any impulsive decisions or moving in any impulsive directions. So I think what you're doing instead, Fool to the Page of Pentacles, again, we go right back to that page energy. I'm going to learn more. Page of Pentacles is a card of learning. So if I want to change career paths, the industry or the job, I'm going to learn more about it. I'm going to learn more about what I'm leaving, take a second look at that. And I'm also going to learn more about what it is that I'm moving towards. And same thing if this is in regards to a living situation, because we have a house here on the lost card. So maybe for some of you, it's about relocation. And I don't think you're second guessing yourself. That's not the energy here. The energy is, I'm very excited by this, but in the past, when I moved towards things out of excitement, it kind of bit me in the butt. And I don't want to make that mistake again. So I'm going to be very cautious, very tempered. Temperance is Sagittarius energy. It is fire like you, but it's mutable fire. And temperance itself is a quiet fire in tarot, much like the strength card is for Leo. It's a quiet fire. It's not the robust energy of the emperor. So I think you'll still be giving to whatever this is to some extent, but you're not going full throttle on it. And it's just a very like wait and see approach. And I'm going to take it slow and make sure that this is everything that I do want. Is it really the potential to be the 10 of Cups or 10 of Pentacles? And I think with that Ace of Swords right now, that's just what you're trying to decide. Because whatever shift or move this is, it's pretty significant when we see the World card and the Death card. It would be a radical departure from where you're currently finding yourself in life. We'll get you 3 cards of advice here. 3 cards of advice. Excuse me, for Aries. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 3 cards of advice. 7 of Pentacles. 6 of Swords, and the Chariot. Okay, take your time moving forward on this. You have good reason. If you're tapping into your intuition and something intuitively is telling you to just take it slow, 7 of Pentacles is a card of patience. So this is saying take it slow. And when you're ready and you feel absolutely confident, because who rides the Chariot, who heads the Chariot is the Emperor Empress, and you came out here strongly as the Emperor. So take your time. Figure out whatever it is here that you need to do. Maybe create a plan here if that's what's required. And it could be a savings plan, like a financial plan, or just learning more about this new direction. Take your time doing that. So when you're ready to go, you can full throttle move forward. 6 of Swords moving on, and then the Chariot card moving on. So you can move towards this, but just do it in a very careful and balanced way. And yes, patience will be required during this process. That is what I have for you, Aries, at this time. That is your current situation. If you like that message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Taurus, my bull gang. I hope that you're doing well today. Let's take a look at your current situation as of September 25th, 2025. Let's tap into the Taurus collective now. What do they need to know about their current situation? For Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know about their current situation? Okay, one more shuffle here. Thank you. Your current situation, Taurus. We have decision. This is a Gemini energy, and it is card number 3. And then you have discovery, Sagittarius energy, card number 9. And at the bottom of the deck, you have loss, card number 12. Interesting because Aries had that card also in their main spread. And then you have optimism, more Sagittarius energy, card number 9. So 3, 9, 12, 9. I think you're making a big decision here, Taurus. I also think I'm speaking to a Taurus who has some pretty high Sag placements. You might be a Sag moon. That's quite possible. Okay. All right. Tell me more about this here for Taurus. Decision, discovery, loss, and optimism. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. The discovery card has a very like a overview image of the globe, of the top of the globe. Some of you could be contemplating relocation at this time. Okay. Tell me more about this here for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus, or radically changing your life, which is very un-Taurian. I'm quite surprised, but let's see where we go with the message. For Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Yes, you thought you were blocked. I don't know if you can see this because the table is so deep, therefore the camera's far away, but there was like a brick wall. I think there was a period of time here where you felt blocked, like I can't move forward, but you just found an opening. Maybe you recently found an opening, or you're on the precipice of finding an opening here. So now you're being very strategic, is the feeling that I get here. Very strategic in this, not only in making the decision, but in executing this decision. First card out, 10 of Cups, followed by the 6 of Cups, the Hierophant, your energy, beautiful, and the Queen of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have Nine of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and the Hangman. This must be concerning the loss or what you're leaving behind or are potentially leaving behind. Okay. Tell me more about the Ten of Cups here for Taurus. Tell me more about the Ten of Cups here for Taurus. I think some of you are looking to move. Okay. Tell me more about the Ten of Cups here for Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Ten of Cups is clear. I knew it. The World card. The World card. The Wheel of Fortune. And the Eight of Cups. I know sometimes I get criticized in the comments like, oh, you're not reading the cards, but I'm an energy reader. And I felt the energy shift when I saw that Lost card. It was just like there's a bird here kind of pecking at a skull. And the feeling I got was I felt really trapped and blocked in this. It's always been my home. There's a house here. I'm just letting you know how my Gemini mind works during these readings. So I immediately go to the pictures and I start feeling the energy. And it's like I felt trapped or blocked in something that was once stable or brought me happiness in that home card. But there's no more happiness to pick from here, right? It's a skull. There's nothing left. I've gleaned everything that I could glean from that situation. And so now I'm discovering ways on how to move forward. And I'm being very strategic about it, very Taurian about it. And I found my little opening here. And I'm very optimistic about the opening. That was everything that came to me just looking at those cards. So this makes sense now because the Ten of Cups, again, is representative of that Lost card, right? This is like home, structure, stability, family. At one time, this brought you great happiness or had the potential to bring you great happiness. And I don't know what this is for you. Career and finance, the industry that you're in, the job that you have, your home life. Maybe some of you live with your family and you're now considering going out on your own. It's possible for some of you, you're thinking of leaving a family connection, like someone you're married to or that you wanted to be, you wanted to have that long-term commitment with. But I've tapped into a group of you that either this was your Ten of Cups or at some point had the potential to be, and you're making the decision now to close this off. And you're doing it in a very Taurian way with that Wheel of Fortune to the Eight of Cups. It's like when I'm ready, in my timing. In my timing, I will close this out. Eight of Cups is the only card in tarot that depicts an eclipse, especially in the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. Some of the other decks I have, the Two of Swords shows an eclipse as well. But in the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, which the deck I use for you, the Golden Gilded Tarot, it's the only card in the deck that depicts that because it replicates the images from the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. So yeah, the feeling is I will leave this in due course, in due time. And I think that's a decision that you have presently made. And part of you is excited about where you're headed. Tell me about the Hierophant energy. This is your energy in the Major Arcana portion of tarot. So you're very firm about this decision. Taurus gets a lot of blowback from the other 11 zodiac signs who really don't appreciate some of the qualities that you bring to the zodiac. But you bring a level of loyalty and commitment that is not found in other zodiac signs. And I don't say that because I'm a Taurus, because I'm not a Taurus. I'm your neighboring sign of Gemini. And so I find comfort in knowing that my zodiac sign butts up against yours here, and that sometimes I can lean a little bit into Taurian energy and get some of that groundedness and stability and honesty from you. Don't come at me in the comments, cross-watcher, saying, well, I know a Taurus and he's ABC. There's not a cross-watcher reading. Yeah, this is specifically for those Tauruses where you do consistently show up and you're very loyal to whomever it is that you work for or you work with, or you know what I mean, your neighbors, your friends, and even your partners and your family members. And so when a Taurus is rooted in, this is my Ten of Cups, you are loyal to the end, right? Until there's nothing left, basically, right? Nothing left to pick on this bone. But at some point you will shift as a fixed earth sign. There will come a point, and it happens for every Taurus, that once they fix from I'm devoted to this, I'm devoted to this, they will stay devoted, like I said, until there's nothing left. And when there's nothing left, they will shift to something new. And they're very careful in their strategic planning of that new path. And then they will become fixed earth devoted to that new path. And so this is a decision that you've made. I don't think it's been easy for you just being a fixed earth sign, because I think you were rooted in that for quite some time. Again, whatever that is for you. But now you're ready. Now you're ready. It's this decision. I'm not saying external forces didn't contribute to the decision. I'm sure they did. but the final decision is yours. You're standing here very much in your power. Tell me more about the Hierophant energy here for Taurus. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Hierophant is clarified by the Three of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Moon. Bottom of the deck, the Magician, the Knight of Wands, and a Ten of Swords. Yeah. Again, I'm sure other entities played a role in this ending, but the finalization of the ending is yours, and it will be done in due time on your time. And I feel like right now that Three of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Moon card, this is the processing of emotions, needing to leave something or someone behind or to change life path. Again, it's not an easy decision for you, but I think you're being patient with yourself throughout the process. I also think you're being very patient with yourself when it comes to moving forward. Seven of Pentacles to the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is, I'm moving forward. I've decided to turn my back on the past. Again, whomever, whatever that is. But you're going to be patient with yourself while you do that. And I think the reason why you're being patient with yourself is you need to discover more about what's on the other side of whatever this is that you're leaving, right? This isn't, I haven't tapped into a group of you where you're abruptly quitting your job on Friday and you don't know where your next paycheck is coming from. Or you're abruptly canceling your apartment lease and meanwhile you have no idea where you're going to live the next day. Now, this is very careful planning. It took me a long time to make this decision, and therefore now it will take me a long time to create the path forward once I execute or implement this decision. And I think it's stirring up a lot of emotions within you. I think there are emotions of loss about what it is that you have to leave behind. And then I think there are emotions of optimism about what it is that you're moving towards. And that's why I think it's a little bit of a slow process here for you, but you're getting through it. And soon enough, it looks like you will be taking the inspired action here in the Queen of Wands, whether or not you're masculine or feminine. The Queen of Wands is a go-getter. She knows what she wants. She's extremely confident. Times she could be a little egoic, but she believes that she can accomplish what she puts her mind to. And again, you very well could be a masculine, but you're just radiating here in the Queen of Wands energy, doing what is best for you. So tell me about this Queen of Wands energy for Taurus. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Wands is clarified by the Eight of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Fool. There's a new beginning, the World and the Fool card. Pretty difficult to get both of those in a reading like this. And so, yeah, when I'm ready, again, I go back to when I'm ready, I will take the inspired action to work on closing this out and then opening up to this new opportunity, the new life path, the new job, again, whatever it is for you. This is very much when I'm ready energy. When I'm ready, I will move forward and work towards the new, because the page is holding the Ace of Cups. So whatever that new is for you, new living environment, new romantic relationship, new life path, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, new industry, new job. It's like in due time, when I'm ready, I will then take action. Very methodical kind of approach here. Surprised we haven't seen the Knight of Pentacles, but maybe that was something you've processed already. I think you're a little bit worried here. I'm not going to lie to you. Nine of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, the Hangman is like, again, before I firmly, move forward on this plan and move towards this little opening, this little entrance here that I've created for myself, there's something here of taking a look back. Have you ever moved from a place, and this happens to me every time I leave a residence, regardless of the length of time I've lived there. There's that moment when it's like completely cleared out and it's literally your final moments, and maybe you're holding the last box or the last bag or whatever. And you look back and you're looking back and you're like, I'm never going to live here again. I'm never going to live here again. I'm on a new path. And it's that moment of realization that I'm excited, optimistic about the new place I'm moving to. But there's a little bit of that feeling of loss of, I'm never going to be in this place again. And it's shutting the lights and closing, locking the door behind you. I feel that's what the Hangman to the Two of Pentacles to the Nine of Swords is. It's this period right now of look back. I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing, right? Because once I shut the lights off and I lock the door behind me, it's done. And I think that's what you're doing here. A little parting here with sweet sorrow. I'm not going to lie to you. I do think the optimism of the future is overriding the decision. And I think that's what has made you as a fixed earth sign want to pivot in a new way. There's something very intriguing about this new path. Tell me more about this here for Taurus. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Fool, the new beginning. Yeah, before I start the new beginning, I'm going to Hangman it. Just look back, make sure I'm doing it right. Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Am I ready to let go? Am I firmly ready to let go? And I think you do. I think you do. Because I don't think as a Taurus, you would have went through this entire process to get to this point when you're standing in that doorway and about to shut off the lights and close the door behind you. You would not have gotten to that point had you not wanted to get to that point. And so, yeah, Seven of Pentacles energy took you a long time to get here. But I think you're going to hold on to moving forward. And you're going to do it in a very grounded and stable way. Of course, classic Taurus. 3 cards of advice, although I don't think you need it. I think you figured this out all on your own, and you're now crafting this new leg of your journey here on Earth. And I like it. I like it for you a lot because you did it your way. That Frank Sinatra song, I Did It My Way, you did it your way, Taurus. Bravo to you. 3 cards of advice here for Taurus. One more shuffle. Thank you. You have the 3 of Swords. I told you, parting with sweet sorrow. The 10 of Swords and the 6 of Swords. Yeah, it definitely is parting with sweet sorrow, right? The 3 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, that's typically all of those emotions in the Moon card that we would be feeling when we're walking away from something that at some point was our 10 of Swords. Again, it's that look back moment of, I'm never going to be in that apartment again. I'm never going to be in that house again. And I had this moment, and then the 6 of Swords is, but it's time to go, right? It's time to move on. And I had this moment when I separated from my husband. I had told him I wanted a divorce, and we separated. And I think because I grieved the loss of the marriage while I was in it, it didn't impact me that much, or it didn't impact me as much as maybe it impacted him, right? He was distraught, and I was already optimistic about the future. And so the first Thanksgiving that we were separated, I felt bad that he was alone in the marital home, and I was here, and my life had already moved on in that, whatever, 5-6 months. I'd met someone new and all of that stuff. And so I had invited him over for Thanksgiving, which he came, and we had a nice time, had a couple of friends here as well. So it was nice. So it wasn't too, it wasn't too like stiff or anything, because it was or awkward, like, because it was him and I. We had other friends here. And the following Thanksgiving, the second Thanksgiving alone, was when I had that 3 of Swords to the 10 of Swords moment. Although I asked for the divorce, because in that moment on that Thanksgiving, he had moved on and met someone else, and I had moved on and met someone else, and we were edging closer to the finalization of the divorce. And I had realized I'm never going to have Thanksgiving with him again. The odds are slim. We've remained best friends, and maybe in the future, him and his future wife, and maybe me and my future husband will all get together and have a meal together. But the odds of that happening are pretty slim, even though we've kept a pretty good friendship intact. So yeah, it's that look back moment, and it's a parting with sweet sorrow. And then there's great optimism in that 6 of Swords to the King of Wands, to the Lovers, to the Chariot, to make that decision to keep moving forward, because the future is far brighter than that dim room you're sort of shutting the lights on and closing the door on for the last time. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. A little long there. I apologize, but I think you're doing everything by your book, and I'm glad that you're doing that, and I think it'll make this transition far easier for you. But that's what I have for you at this time, Taurus. That is your current situation. If you like that message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Gemini Twin Gang. I hope that you're doing well. Let's take a look at your current situation as of September 25th, 2025. I was almost going to say October. So I don't know if October 25th is of any relevance to anyone watching, but maybe it is. Okay, for September 25th, 2025, what does Gemini need to know about their current situation? For Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus, what do they need to know about their current situation? Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. First card out, Assertion. This is Aries energy, card number 1. And then we have Appreciation, Leo energy, card number 5. At the bottom of the deck, we have Order, which is Virgo energy, and Caution, which is also Virgo energy. Both of these cards are cards 6 and 6. So 1566 for these numbers. Okay. Tell me more about this here for Gemini. Assertion, Appreciation, Order, and Caution. Got to do everything by the book. I think you're taking a stand here, and you're being cautious about how you do it. Everything's got to be done in order. All right, tell me more about this here for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. One more shuffle here. Thank you. First card out, Ace of Wands. Nice. There's the Assertion, 6 of Swords, Queen of Wands. Whoa, easy on the fire energy there. Gemini, Hermit. Virgo energy brings it back down. Okay. I was getting a little worried there. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands, 7 of Swords, 5 of Cups. Yeah, I'm going to take that 5 of Pentacles also, and then that leaves the Lovers, the 6 of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles here. So I think you're having a little bit of a difficult time right now, Gemini. And if it's not your reading, just check another placement. So there's something here that is inspiring you. You want to move towards this, or you want to move in this direction. And it could be in regards to career and finance, maybe a new industry that you want to get into, or a new job. It could be a business adventure that you want to, go on and open, or maybe your current business, you want to reignite it in some way or change things. It could also be in respect of just doing something creative, like a home project, or learning a new skill, expanding upon a skill you have, maybe picking up an old hobby, or even learning a new one. Whatever the Ace of Wands is, it's fire energy. And it's almost like I'm being very assertive here, that this is what I want, right? Six of Swords, this is the direction I'm going in. I'm going to open this, build this, learn this, engage in this in some way. Queen of Wands, whether you're masculine or feminine energy, I was just telling one of the other signs this is the energy of someone who, I get what I want. It can be a little egoic at times, no offense to the fire signs. But this is typically someone of, I look good, I smell good, I know what I want, I have a very expansive view of my future. The Queen of Wands, she'll go to war with bats. That's what the King and Queen of Wands do. So when they want something, and they will fight to win. And I don't mean that in an aggressive way, but there's a tenacity here that comes with this queen that the other three queens in tarot don't have. And that's I'm not giving up on this, and I will be victorious with this. And I feel like all of this fire energy here is being dialed back a bit in the Hermit energy. And I think this is you catching yourself. This is caution. This is order. This is let me go inside and make sure, inside myself, and do some introspection here to make sure that I'm not moving in a direction that's too hasty. I feel like if you move too fast on whatever this is, if you're too assertive and you're like, I want this, and you have no control or no order to how you're doing this, you could end up sabotaging yourself. You could end up taking too much on. You could block yourself from financial resources, and you could end up feeling Five of Cups and Five of Pentacles like, oh my God, I just Seven of Sorted myself because I moved on this too quickly. So I know it's a general collective reading. Let's try to narrow down what exactly is that Ace. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Ace of Wands is being clarified by the Hangman. So you thought about this for quite some time. You want this. Oh, Chariot, you want this. You want to move forward with this. You want to be victorious with this. You want to conquer that. Four Cups, and you don't want it to be a missed opportunity. So there's a feeling here right now, and again, if it's not your reading, check another placement. I need to move on this. I've thought about it a long time with that Hangman energy. I need to move on this now. There's a now feeling, right? This assertion. It's a very powerful Aries energy. Maybe some of you have some Aries or even Virgo placements. Either way, there's this feeling of, I've thought about this long enough. I just want to go on and move on it, move towards it, unite with this person, again, whatever it is, because I don't want it to be a missed opportunity. But there's a reason here that you need to pause. And I think that you will have a greater appreciation for this Ace of Wands if you slow it down a bit. Tell me about the Hermit energy here. Quiet your fire. I know you're an air sign, but if you look at your birth chart, most of us have all four elements, and we can always take on the persona of a particular element. And you appear here to be a little bit too fire energy in this. Now, this could also be you deciding to move on from something. And this is source telling you, caution, do it in order. Let's say you want to end a connection. That's quite possible. Maybe you're feeling Four of Cups. You feel unwanted. You feel rejected. You feel abandoned. You thought about it long enough. And you're like, I'd like to have a passionate new beginning on my own, or maybe one day find someone else. Again, this is source. It's not telling you to stay in a relationship where you're emotionally or sexually rejected or your needs aren't being fulfilled, but it's telling you there's an order here that needs to be done. You need to exercise caution here. You need to do it the right way, basically. So whatever this is for you, whether it's you moving towards something or you moving away from something, and that could be person, place, or thing, it's just telling you to not do it in a hasty way. And maybe that's something that you did in the past, where you were jumped to exit something, or quick, you were quick to jump to exit something, or quick to jump to enter something. I don't know if you could hear that, but there's a motorcycle going around the block as I said that. So yeah, maybe some of you are very quick to act or quick to react. And this is just telling you to slow it down just a little bit. Tell me more about the Hermit energy. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Hermit is being clarified by the King of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Swords, Three of Wands, and a Knight of Cups. I know you want to take the inspired action here, but there's something that you need to learn before you move towards it. So you've identified this Ace of Wands, this person, place, or thing. That is my happily ever after. And I want to work on this, and I want to be successful with this. But that Hermit energy is telling you just do it the right way. Again, I don't feel like it's Spirit telling you not to move in this direction, whether you're moving towards something or you're moving away from something. It's just telling you that there needs to be order here, because I think it could be catastrophic for you if you don't do it the right way. So I feel like there's a little bit more of a cautionary warning, right? Like, don't quit your job until you have the next job, right? That type of thing. Don't cancel the lease on your apartment until you have the next place to live. Don't sell your car until you have another mode of transportation lined up. There's that feeling like, I know you want to do this or move in this direction, but don't be too impulsive. You can assert yourself and say, this is the direction I'm going in, and I'm going to invest Eight of Pentacle energy, time, love, money, commitment, etc., onto that path, because I know it would make me very happy and it's an opportunity I don't want to miss. Bravo to you. But there's something here about doing it slow, or you really risk effing this up for yourself, to be quite blunt. So why does Gemini have to go slow? Why do they have to go slow? Let's see if we can figure that out for you. Why do they have to go slow? One more shuffle. Thank you. The moon, because there's things here that you're not seeing. So there's things here that you're not seeing. Something is unclear. Six of Wands and the Four of Wands. So there's something here, bottom of the deck, Death card. So you're not seeing everything. You're seeing the victory. You're seeing the glory. You're seeing the triumph. You're seeing the stability. And that's all wonderful. But the Hermit is Virgo energy, and we have order and caution. And we just came out of eclipse season, which happened in Virgo season. So there's something here about you're too focused on the triumph. You're too focused on the success. You're too focused on the end result. And because of that, you're obscuring your vision to actually see all of the details. And it's important for you to see the details, because high vibing Virgo energy, although they're ruled by Mercury like we are, we can be a bit scattered in our energy, let's be honest, Gemini. But Virgo is a little bit more tamed. And with that tameness comes the ability to create a strategic plan, a strategic goal, the step by step. And I think that's all this is telling you to do. And I'll give you a quick example. I have a small project in my bedroom that I want to do, right? I have a little entrance closet when you walk into like the little bedroom suite, and it houses like the hot water heater, and I have like some cleaning supplies there and all that stuff. And I've been wanting to fix it up. And it's a very small closet. I mean, it's just your standard it doesn't even have 2 bifold doors. It has one little door. What am I talking about? The bifold door closets in my bedroom. So just one little door, a little like utility closet. And I've been wanting to paint it, but I can't just go in, right? Maybe Gemini energy is like, well, I'm just going to open up the paint can and just start painting the walls. But this is like, no, you can't do that. You have to create a plan. You got to remove everything from the utility closet, right? You got to clean it. You got to clean the floor. You got to cover the hot water heater so I don't get paint all over it. So there's an order to it. Again, it's not telling me not to paint my closet. And I'm just using myself as an example. It's just saying you need to create a 1, 2, 3 process that you can check off on the list so you can be more successful with the outcome. Otherwise, if you just go in there and start painting, the Clorox bottle and the hot water heater, everything will end up with paint. I just sabotaged the project, and then I'm going to be left feeling like, oh my God, I didn't do it right. And now I have to buy all new cleaners. There's paint on everything. You know what I mean? Now I got to clean up from this because I didn't do it the right way, and I was too hasty and I was not organized. And then there's a disappointment there in self of like, why didn't I just take the time to do it the right way? So I think that really just seems to be the message here. Whatever this is that you want to do, just learn more about it and create a strategic plan. Don't be so focused on the success of it. It will be a success, but only if you do it in order and you take your time doing it. Death card, 3 of Cups, and 10 of Swords. It's like you get to decide whatever this is, how this plays out for you. Is it something you will rejoice? Yes, the closet's all done and it's painted, and all the cleaning supplies are in their own little bins now, and it doesn't look so dingy when I open up the door. Or is it the 10 of Swords that, oh my God, I totally effed this up. Now I got to clean up and start from scratch. So you get to choose how this plays out for you. And the best way that you can determine the outcome or get the outcome that you want is to just do it right from the beginning. We'll get you 3 cards of advice, although I feel like I channeled all the messages that came through there for you. So yeah, like I can be assertive and say I'm painting that closet, and I will appreciate the time it took for me to pull everything out and do it the right way. Because then it's really a job well done. When it's done, then it's like, oh my God, it looks like someone professionally did this, even though it's just painting a utility closet. But still, there's something prideful in that 6 of Wands, that Leo energy there of, wow, I did it and I did it right and it looks great. So I think you will be more pleased with whatever this is, the conclusion of this, if you do it the right way. 3 cards of advice here for Gemini. Yeah, don't self-sabotage whatever this is. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 3 of Pentacles. Take it slow. Take it slow. Queen of Cups. and the Star card. There's your wish fulfillment. Again, I don't know what this is for you, that Ace of Wands, that Star card, but do it with love and do it carefully. In that Three of Pentacles energy, let it be a labor of love. And if whatever this is, you make it a labor of love and you do it the right way, it will be yours and success is there for you. So that's what I have for you, Gemini, at this time. That is your current situation. I hope that those messages found you at the right time and are helping you with whatever this is. If you like those messages and they resonated with you and you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Cancer. I hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at your current situation as of September 25th, 2025. Tapping into the Cancerian collective now for Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know about their current situation for Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your current situation, discovery, card number 9, Sagittarius energy, followed by enthusiasm, also card number 9, and also Sagittarius energy. And at the bottom of the deck, we have escape, Piscean energy, card number 12, and defense, Taurian energy, card number 2. Okay. Tell me more about this here for Cancer. What do they need to know about discovery, enthusiasm, escape, and defense? I was going to say for Taurus. Maybe some of you are dealing with a Taurus, so you have a high Taurus placement. For Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Tell me more about this here. This has the overview image of a globe. This very much looks like a globe. The escape card has a pentacle here in the corner, as does the defense card. So all of these have either like an image here of a pentacle, the globe, Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what this is all about. Tell me more about this here for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. One more shuffle. Thank you. The escape card has a Chariot on it. First card out, King of Swords, Three of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups, the Magician, and the Five of Wands. That leaves Judgment, Four of Pentacles, Six of Cups here, Seven of Swords. There's the escape at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Let's clarify some of these cards. I feel like the King of Swords energy is yours, whether you're masculine or feminine. I know you're a water sign, but I think you're seeing things very clearly. Like this is the types of people, places, things, projects that I'm excited about or would make me excited or I want to discover or learn more about. Tell me more about the King of Swords energy here for Cancer. One more shuffle here. Thank you. It's almost like creating a bucket list. Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Six of Wands. Whatever this is here for you that you really want and you want to discover more about, and it excites you when you think about it, right? When you think about this person, place, or thing, or traveling here, or getting involved with this, there's something here about making sure that you want it, like for all the right reasons, and not because it's an escape, because you don't want to deal with some other pretty heavy energies here with that Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. So what do I mean by that? Let's say I'm speaking to a Cancerian and you had a connection end here recently in your life, and we'll just call it a friendship, right? You had the friendship end, your friend was in your life for a long time in that Knight of Pentacles energy, and the separation from this person is making you feel really bad, and you've been feeling depressed over it, and you're like, you know what? I really want to go out there in Three of Pentacles. I'm going to join a community group. I'm going to join a community group. I'm going to meet other people. I'm going to get involved in my community. I'm going to get stuff done. It's going to feel great. Are you getting involved? Are you all excited with this enthusiasm that you've discovered this new community group that you want to be part of? Are you doing it really because you like believe in the mission purpose of that community group and you feel a calling to volunteer with them? Or are you only doing it because it's an escape for you? Are you doing it like as a defense mechanism? Like, because I don't want to feel the loss or the pain of the friends, I'm going to distract myself by doing something else. If it's not your message, just check another placement. So whatever that Three of Pentacles is for you, and it's different for all of you, I'm seeing it I'm speaking like I see it very clearly. I would very much like to do that, whatever that is. The source is asking you, just pause before you move forward on this, in this Page of Cups energy. Just pause before you move forward on it. And make sure that it's something that you really want. Make sure it's really part of like your bucket list, right? If this incident had not happened, Five of Cups or Five of Pentacles, would you even be interested in this Three of Pentacles opportunity? Would it be something that you're manifesting or would have manifested for yourself, that opportunity? Or Five of Wands here, are you just doing it because you maybe don't want to look at the internal discord or uncomfortableness that you might be feeling at this time? So I feel like Source is just saying, be careful that you don't get stuck in escapism and that you're really not looking at how something is truly making you feel. Tell me more about the Hangman energy. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Hangman energy is clarified by the Tower, the Two of Wands, and the Seven of Cups. Yeah, is it just kind of, you know, Neptune and Pisces there, daydreamy energy? This is just saying the pause. And make sure you're moving towards it in the right direction. I know some people get upset when I mention my past experiences, but if I feel called to do that in a reading, I've always taken that as sources like, well, share that with them, Jen, because maybe it'll help them understand the message better. So years ago when I was married, and we can go back probably 10 years, I've been separated or divorced for 5 years. But if we go turn the clock back to even like 10, 12 years ago, I started getting involved in every community group in this town. Like, I'm going to volunteer here. I'm going to help these people raise money. I'm going to put out signs for the ambulance corps because they're doing like a blood donation drive. I was seeking ways to bring comfort and happiness into my life and to make me feel as if I had a purpose and I was doing good. But they were masking what I was feeling in the marriage. I was looking for external sources to bring little glimmers of hope and joy in my life and even collaboration, because I did not have hope, joy, or collaboration in my marriage. And I didn't realize that till I was well out of the marriage, like 2 years out of the marriage. I was like, huh. And that's when I decided I'm going to pull back. I'm from all these community groups and like slowly left them one by one because I wasn't genuinely there for the purpose and mission. I enjoyed doing it at the time. I enjoyed helping people, but I was in it for all the wrong reasons. Now that I can see that, and now that I'm all these years out of it, now I do participate in some community groups, but it's really because I'm drawn there, not because it's an escape from my life, but because I truly enjoy that civic group or that community group, and I believe in their mission and purpose. And so I want to help them gather food for the food pantry or, you know, whatever that is. So there's something here, just pausing before you get involved in this. And make sure you're doing it for all the right reasons. And I could even be speaking to a Cancerian where you're out of a connection or you had a connection end, and you quickly now have the opportunity with that Knight of Cups to enter a new connection. Are you entering it just because you don't want to feel alone, or you need to feel wanted or needed, or you need to feel validated because the past connection failed? Or are you truly healed and ready to enter the connection? I think that's all Source is asking you to do at this time. Like, before you move forward with this, make sure that it's something that you really want, and that you're not looking for escapes, or you're not even settling for something. So I remember a friend of mine ended a relationship, and then, I mean, super quick, got into another relationship. And had she been like healed from the last relationship, she wouldn't have even entered that second relationship. Like, for her to manifest the type of partner she wanted, it never would have been that guy. And look, I have no issues with height or anything, but she always had a, you know, same kind of look to every guy that she dated, 6 foot, goes to the gym, blah, blah. Suddenly there's like this 4'9" guy, not lying, 4'9" guy, terrible hygiene, you know, just, and I couldn't say anything to her, but then I had to, and she got a little upset with me at the time. And then after like a couple of months of dating him, she kind of came out of it and she's like, what the hell was I thinking? I'm like, I tried to tell you, but I didn't want to lose the friendship. So it could be something like that. Like, that would have never even been, and has nothing to do with being 4'9" and, you know, not being clean, although you got to at least be clean. But it wasn't that. It's just his personality and the music he liked. And there were no inherent traits. They didn't agree on anything. So, you know, societal issues and politics and religion. I mean, they were so diverse, but he gave her attention. He gave her attention when she needed it most. He gave her validation when she needed most. He was a heavy drinker. He got different jobs. Like, he was not kind of the cool, steady kind of partner that she really was envisioning for herself, not in looks, not externally, and not internally either. The guy was just a mess across the board. Sorry, he's just the best. God love him, but he was just the best. And it took her a while to get out of him and be like, oh my God, I just entered that for validation and he made me feel good. And I don't like him. He does not have one redeeming quality that I like. And I was like, you finally got it, but it took you like 2 or 3 months. So look, whatever this is for you, person, place, or thing, or again, civic group or something like that, I see you looking at it and saying, I would really like to do that. And it sounds like fun. Just make sure that it's not an escape for you for some other uncomfortable feelings that you're not ready to look at. And same thing of this, like hopping from one relationship to another. Make sure it's not like some defensive strategy here that you have up. That's just like, well, I'm going to wall off these feelings. I don't want to feel them. And I'm going to look for an escape. I feel like Star's telling you, like, don't do that. Okay, because you could actually, 5 of Wands to Magician, then you would actually be blocking in the good manifestations that you do want. All right, let's tell me more about that 5 of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Yeah, see the World cards. That was, and then like that Pentacle thing was like, don't overinvest in something or don't radically change your life just because it feels good in the moment. The World card. The 4 of Wands. And the 6 of Cups. So remember, I was saying that could block 5 of Wands. The Magician could actually be blocking your manifestations. Yeah, it would, because you're going to get a little distracted, and then it's going to end up being something else that you need to 8 of Cups walk away from. So there's something like that here at play. That if you move towards it just because it feels good in the moment, because you're looking for an escape for how you truly feel, it's possible here you're going to delay the arrival of what you really wanted. And I happened to, that was the issue that I had, you know, and I didn't meet my new person for years because instead of addressing the marriage, I got involved in all of this other stuff, and it just delayed me exiting that marriage and processing those feelings and then meeting the new person. I mean, if I add up the years from 2012 to 2020, I lost 8 years of my life because I didn't want to look at this and I got into this. And I think this is just telling you, like, don't lose that time. So, yeah, I feel like what you want is out there. Again, what I wanted was out there for me. Just took me 8 years to find him because I got too distracted in escapism. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. 3 cards of advice here for Cancer. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Queen of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, and Justice. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Pentacles. Just work on yourself. Nurture yourself right now. Make sure you're steady and grounded and stable and that you're moving towards this because you truly, truly want it. If there was no 5 of Cups and no 5 of Pentacles energy within you, would this really look as appealing as it does? Because the 3 of Pentacles is not the 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like this is telling you, like, karmically, what you want, what is, and I'm talking about good karma in that Justice card, good karma, what you want is on path for you. Don't delay it because you're looking for an escape. Just take time to nurture yourself and have some patience that the good stuff is coming in. For now, just focus on you. That is what I have for you, Cancer. That is your current situation and some information there for you. I hope that you found at least parts of it useful. If you did, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Leo. I hope that you're doing well. Let's take a look at your current situation as of September 25th, 2025. For Leo's Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus, what do they need to know about their current situation? Can't believe I'm burning pumpkin pie candles here. Crazy. We're in autumn already. It's just nuts. What happened to summer? I don't know what happened to summer. Okay. For Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And maybe that's how some of you are feeling. Like, I can't believe the year is almost over type of feeling. Can I get one more for Leo? Thank you. Right on time today with the Leo messages. This is great. You have Empathy, Piscean energy, card number 12. And Independence, Aquarius energy, card number 11. Bottom of the deck, Optimism, card number 9. Sagittarius energy. And card number 12, Inspiration, Piscean energy. Empathy, Independence, Optimism, and Inspiration. Maybe some of you are feeling like, oh, it took me a long time to get here. And now you're feeling optimistic. You're feeling inspired about your path. Yeah, maybe there's something here about looking back because we're in the month of September, right? This is card number 9. So looking back at like the past 9 months and saying, 1, that went by really fast, but 2, I learned a lot, right? I learned a lot. It's almost like feeling like the last 9 months were, you know, like 9 years to you when you look back at the lessons and the growth and the pain and all of that stuff. So I think there's something here about starting to feel inspired and a little optimistic about the future. I'm getting kind of 3 of Cup energy there in that optimism card. All right, tell me more about this here for Leo. It's like I've come a long way. Come a long way. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Yeah, maybe that's why I was called to that pumpkin pie candle. Like, I can't believe we're in autumn already. I think some of you are feeling that way. Like, on one hand, it's like, I can't believe that we're about to enter the month of October. And then at the same time, it's like, this year went by fast, but it also went by slow. You know, you ever get that feeling? Yeah, 2025 was a weird year for a lot of us. A lot of ups and downs. Tell me more about this here for Leo. One more shuffle here. Thank you. I think where you're headed is wonderful. We have the Knight of Cups, the Hanged Man, 3 of Cups. I called it. It's like it took a long time to get here. The Hangman to the 3 of Cups. The Magician. Bottom of the deck, Justice, Queen of Wands, and the Emperor. Oh, I just got chills. 3 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, and 9 of Wands to the 4 of Cups. I think you need to have a little empathy for yourself here, Leo. Looking back at everything you've gone through, because you've had a hell of a 9 months just here in my collective reading. So I can imagine personally what it's been for all of you. I think you need to have a little show of empathy for yourself with that empathy card. Because you went through a lot this year, but you survived a lot this year. You survived a lot this year. And that Knight of Cups, which holds the Ace of Cups, that opportunity, career, finance, love and romance, whatever it is sort of has been on hold for you in the Hangman energy. Some of you very well could have felt that way in the past 9 months, or you're currently feeling it. Kind of like, well, when is that coming in? Right? When is that coming in so I can just be happy? So it is coming in. Tell me about that Knight of Cups. Tell me more about the Knight of Cups here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Knight of Cups is clarified by Knight of Wands, 6 of Cups, and the World card. Bottom of deck, the Sun. Okay, so it took a while. I feel like you had, this is going to be very specific for those of you where you had to walk away from something. Person, place, or thing, habit, pattern. You had to close the door on something from your past here, something that was inconsistent, something that wasn't growing. And again, it could be a relationship, could be a pattern. I don't know what it is. Could be a dietary regimen that just wasn't working. And you're like, now I'm going to start something new. Whatever it wasn't easy for you to close the door on this. You had to claim independence from whomever, whatever this is. And again, thought process, pattern, person, place, or thing. And I think you need to have some empathy here for yourself. I think you need to show yourself some grace because what you've gone through. And so the new sort of have been on hold because it's like you had to close this out and you had to process the closing out of this. And now I think you're a little bit more optimistic for the future. Tell me about the 3 of Cups. You got something coming in here. Tell me about the 3 of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. 3 of Cups is clarified by the Hierophant, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Wands. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Swords, Ace of Swords, and the King of Wands. You have something coming in, and it would not have been able to come in if you did not leave this behind. So again, I don't know what person, place, or thing this is. I don't know if this was like you had to leave a toxic job before the new job comes in, or again, you had to walk away from the way you were dieting or exercising and implement something new. It could be for some of you, you had to walk away from a relationship, someone in your past, someone maybe that you saw as a soulmate, but maybe they were a little karmic in nature, or they were very inconsistent with you. There's something like that that you've had to close out. I feel like this is very specific for those of you where you have closed it out, or you're working on closing it out. You're cutting that cord. You're leaving that behind. And I feel like what's coming in for you is because you didn't give up on yourself. I think if you would have continued in this, there would have been this feeling of like, why can't I just do this? I think you would have had like a lot of remorse and regret for staying in it or putting up with it, something like that. There's a feeling here of, I'm really glad I didn't give up on me. I'm really glad in the Hierophant energy, I stood on principle. I'm really glad that I decided to invest in a new path, in a new way. I think you would have sabotaged this had you not closed this out. Okay. The Magician. I feel like there's something here you've been manifesting. It's like this close to coming in. First, you had to claim your independence from this. So the Magician card here, whatever this is, and it could just be the opportunity. I feel like this is what brings in the optimism you need. This is the look back kind of hangman energy where it's like, whew, So glad I left that behind right in the hangman energy, because this wouldn't be coming in. So glad I was strong enough and stood in my power and walked away from this. So there's an opportunity coming. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Magician, Ace of Pentacles. There's the opportunity. Seven of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Page is holding the Ace. So there's something here. Again, there's an opportunity here you've been manifesting. And what that is different for all of you. A job, a living situation, a new love. I just feel like this would not have been possible had you not walked away from that. So this is a message for like the two groups of Leos on my channel. Some of you have done this, or you've cut the cord or whatever it is, and you're like, whew, it's been hard, but I'm not giving up on me. I'm standing firm on my principles. I feel like you do have something coming in, and that Ace is going to make you very optimistic and very happy, and it's going to inspire you. Look at that fulfillment card. And endurance, because you didn't give up. This is why I love tarot. So you have something coming in that's going to be like, wow, it was worth the wait. It was worth the wait. And there's also this realization of this would not have come in had I still held on to that. Nine of Swords, King of Wands, and the King of Pentacles, and then an Ace of Cups. You got something or someone great coming in. Justice, Queen of Wands, and the Emperor. I just got chills. Okay. This is like, I hate to say karmic reward. Sorry about that, Leo. The Fool card fell on the floor and I had to bend over to get it. And so I had to edit that out because I don't know if that showed my butt crack or not. But the Justice card, this new beginning, this is like positive karmic justice now, positive karmic balance. And I forgot who else I was saying this to. Maybe it was Taurus. But there's something here. It's very unique and rare to get the Fool card and the World card in that succession, right? Like that in a reading. So you had to close this out, or you have to close this out. And I know you don't like hearing anyone see that, but this is just letting you know that if you're able to do that, this comes in and this ushers in this new beginning. The Fool card, the King of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Four of Wands, Seven of Swords, and Ace of Swords. There's that look back. Oh, there's something else here. Eight of Wands. I just love tarot. There's going to be a look back period here for you once you get there of, I would not have had this had I stayed in that. But unfortunately, you have to leave this in order to get here. Wheel of Fortune was right there. So, yep, I know you hate hearing tarot readers say it, but it's all happening in divine timing. So if you have not left this yet, I just feel like you're a little behind on the timeline, and that's okay. You will encounter this. You will encounter this when you leave this. But this is definitely a look back. This is the look back of, I know it's the Nine of Swords card, but it's almost given me the feeling of, you know, when you're so happy, you start to cry and you put your head in your hands and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this is possible. I can't believe I landed this job, or I opened this business, or I found this person. I can't believe I took a risk on me. And that's what you're doing here. You're standing firm and you're taking a risk on you, not on whomever that was. And that's what changes the game. That's what ushers this in. That's what ushers this in. Let's get you 3 cards of advice here. 3 cards of advice here for Leo. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your advice. 5 of Wands, Strength, and the Sun. Bottom of the deck, 3 of Pentacles. Don't fight it. This ending. Don't fight it. All you're doing, I hate to be the tarot reader to say this, all you're doing is delaying the 10 of Cups or 10 of Pentacles that's waiting for you. And you could keep delaying it. That's okay. It'll still be there for you one day. But time is precious. And as we get older, you learn time is of the essence. And I was just telling Cancer this in their reading. When I didn't want to face what was going on in my marriage, I got involved in all the community groups and I was looking for happiness. And I didn't really align with those organizations' mission and purpose. Looking back on it, I was doing it to prop myself up, make myself feel good. It was escapism. And I did a lot of good. I put up signs for the blood drives, and I raised money for some water wells in Uganda. And I got involved with everything, Rotary and dozens of organizations in town, because I was looking for, it was escapism. I ended up slowly leaving, realizing what I was doing and leaving the marriage and leaving all those organizations. And then, yes, did I find my person? I did. But boy, did I delay that Emperor to the Sun card by 8 years. Had I just confronted all of that in 2012, it wouldn't have taken me until August 2020 to meet him. So it is going to wait for you. It's going to wait for you, but you very well could delay it. And I think that's what your message here is like. Don't fight this. Don't resist this ending. Accept it. Let it go with grace and move forward into the new with great optimism and great inspiration that what you want is out there waiting for you. And the only thing delaying you from getting to it is you. That is what I have for you, Leo. That is your little message now at this time. Just take all those various messages, how they apply to you, process them how you need to. Some of them were a bit heavy. I get that. But that's what I have for you at this time. If you liked any of those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Virgo. I hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at your current situation as of September 25th, 2025. I keep wanting to say October. Someone watching, that date is very important to them. I don't know what it is. Keep wanting to say October 25th. So if I slip on that, I apologize. For September 25th, 2025, what does Virgo need to know about their current situation? For Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know about their current situation? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Extremism. This is Scorpio energy, card number 8. Exaltation, Taurus energy, card number 2. Bottom of the deck, influence, card number 7. And friendship, card number 4, Cancerian energy. Oh, right behind that, domination. Sagittarius energy, card number 9. So you have 8, 2, 7, 4, 9. This could be you, or this could be someone in your energy using their connection with you to try to influence you to agree with something or to go along with something. Someone's trying to, and there's a snake on this card. I just realized that. So someone's using their connection with you, whether it's professional, platonic, romantic, to see how this person, the table is so deep, so I'm sorry the camera's so far away. See how this person, like, he's trying to like shove a piece of paper in her face. So someone is being exalted and very stubborn, right? It's this Taurus energy, and trying to force you to see something their way or go along with them. Someone is trying to use their connection with you to influence you in a particular direction. Tell me more about this here for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. One more shuffle here. Thank you. First card out, Queen of Swords, 4 of Cups, 3 of Swords, King of Wands. Bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. It leaves the 5 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and the World at the bottom of the deck. If it's not your message, please check another placement. I almost feel like someone is lecturing you here. And in that 4 of Cup energy, it's almost like you don't want to hear it. You're sitting there with like your arms folded. But it's like this person is lecturing you. I don't know who this person is. It could be, like I said, friend, family member, lover. It could be your neighbor for all I know. This could even be, hold on. Let me get a little more on that Queen of Swords before I speak. Tell me more about the Queen of Swords here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. This is like agenda driven. Page of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, the Hierophant. This is agenda driven. So this could be something like, I'll be honest with you, watching too many tarot readings, right? Where you have this outside person that you don't particularly know, but not that you feel a friendship with this person, but you feel a connection, right? That's probably why we watch some of these tarot readers. I'm guilty of that too. And it's like, you have put this person on a little bit of a pedestal. Like they must know more about you, or not more about you. They must know more about a particular topic or something, or they must be an authority on what they're speaking about because they're a tarot reader, or they're an astrologer, or they're a broadcaster, or they're famous. This could be a lot of different things. It could be tarot readings. It could be watching too much news, watching too much of news of one viewpoint versus another viewpoint. Okay. Or it could be a friend, family member, or lover, maybe even a community group or religious group you're part of. There's just a feeling here of someone lecturing you, and you might not perceive it as lecturing. You might perceive it as This person knows more than I do, and therefore I'm learning from them. I'm learning from them. Or I'm working with someone at work and I'm learning from them. But you're not really learning from them, I think is what Source is trying to tell you. You're being unknowingly influenced by them, not particularly learning. I hope this message is going to make sense for at least one Virgo watching. And part of you knows this because intuitively you're like, sitting there with the arms crossed, like, I don't know if I could buy that conspiracy theory, or I don't. And you're keeping it to yourself, right? Because the Four of Cups is it's not an actionable card. So you're not speaking back. This person is speaking. This person you're watching or talking to or hearing, with that Queen of Swords to the Hierophant. We are kind of here with your arms folded, and the feeling here is like, I don't know if I'm accepting that Ace of Cups, like what this person is offering. So there's a part of you that's going, I'm not buying that message, that reading, that conspiracy theory. There's a part of you that's sort of like rejecting it. Tell me about the Four of Cups here. Tell me about the Four of Cups here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. I'll tell you, and I never like getting political on my channel. I just don't feel like it's the place for it. But I went probably 2 months without watching any news on the television, which was so hard because, for most of the time I'm here by myself, right? If he's working or running errands or whatever, especially when I'm doing the readings. So there was something like, well, when I clean the house or wake up in the morning, I pop on the TV, I get to see what's going on in the world. And I was feeling very down all the time. And I realized it's because I have the news playing, even when it's just on in the background and I'm not actively sitting there, head on the hand kind of watching it. It's still getting into my conscious and my subconscious, and it's starting to influence my view of the world and my view of people and just my view of my day. Like it was literally changing my mood. And so there was that moment where I was like, I'm not going to watch any television in terms of news. I'm not going to watch it. And I went like a month or two and I actually started to feel better. It could be something like that. And now I do stay up with the news, but I watch a little bit from what in America we would call the right side, and I watch a little bit of news from the left side. I don't want to be unfairly influenced one way or the other. I want to be able to maintain my autonomy and not be influenced by any extremisms from either side. And so in order to do that, it's on me to have a very balanced approach on how I'm acquiring my information. So that could be, an issue there. And I know there's a lot going on in the world and we all get caught up in the doom scrolling and looking at all of these stories. There could be something here where maybe you need a break, because I think it's affecting you emotionally. It's affecting you, either dealing with this person or these people, or again, being targeted online or through media, and it could even be overdoing it on tarot readings. Because if it's not your message, but you're already in a depressed kind of Four of Cups state, and now you're watching a reading, it's not even your reading, right? It's a collective reading, but it might break your heart even more. It's like you're unknowingly breaking your heart. So there's an external factor, because let's clean up this message for you. There's an external force or factor, a friend, family member, lover. Could be something you're watching a lot of on your phone or online or on the TV. And even though you're intuitively feeling like this is not registering with me or aligning with me, you're still kind of indulging and listening on it. And I feel like it's affecting you emotionally. And it's because it's too much. It's too much. Either too much tarot readings, too much news, too much doom scrolling, or too much influence from this person physically in your life that you're dealing with. And again, it's that feeling of friendship or kinship or connection that's making these outside sources affect you so much. Tell me about the King of Wands, because there's something here about you looking at all of this. Tell me more about the King of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. This needs to be your energy. Judgment, justice, and the Two of Pentacles, that Ten of Pentacles. That's you, or that should be you. That should be you looking at that and saying, I'm going to call judgment on that. I either don't want to participate in that anymore. I don't want to listen to that anymore. Or if I am going to watch tarot readings or watch the news, or I'm going to do it in a very balanced way. I'm not going to doom scroll for 8 hours a day. I'm not going to lose 5 hours a day watching tarot readings and just depressing myself more. I'm going to carefully observe. I'm going to carefully download this knowledge, or this is careful consumption. This is, I need to make the judgment call and take action on my own behalf to have careful consumption, balanced consumption of whatever this is from this individual. Because too much of anything is not a good thing. And so I feel like that's your message at this time. I have a friend of mine. We've known each other for years, and I love her dearly. We are not on the same political spectrum. We're nowhere near one another. I think she's a left winger. She thinks I'm a right winger. And I don't think either of us are either. I think we're both in the middle, but there's some key things that we disagree on. And we make it a point to put our friendship first. We'll discuss the craziness going on in the world. And sometimes I'll call out my own side and she will call out her own because we find a balance in that. It doesn't mean that you can only or should only interact with people that think just like you. You'll never learn. I've learned so much from her. It's changed my views on so many things and vice versa for her. And I think that's why the friendship works. But we had a balance friendship and then political discussions. We literally have to limit it. And sometimes she takes on the right wing mindset and I take on the left wing mindset. So we've had influence over one another over the years, but in a good way, in a healthy way, not in an extremist way. It's not in a, if you don't believe what I believe, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. You know, that type of thing. So whatever this is for you, I do feel like it's consumption because I got King of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, and Ace of Pentacles here. So it's like you receiving the downloads or receiving the information or engaging in the discussions. I just think there's a more healthier, balanced way for you to do it. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. 3 cards of advice here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 3 cards of advice. 4 of Swords. This is like taking... Right. This is like taking more time to rest and relax. No doom scrolling, no watching 8 hours of tarot readings, all of that stuff. That's relaxing. The Empress, that's what helps you step into your power there. And 8 of Swords and getting out of your mind. Bottom of the deck, 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, and Queen of Wands. Yeah, walking away from that. I think this is something that a lot of you did for a long time. And so, I mean, and this doesn't even have to be consumption in terms of media or tarot readings. This could just very well be, I'm not going to have coffee after 5 p.m. because it affects my sleep, or I'm not going to doom scroll after 8 p.m. because it affects my sleep. I remember during COVID, was pretty depressing here in New Jersey, in the United States where I live. We had an incredible amount of deaths. And I know that was a lot for the rest of the world, but I live in a very rural country setting. And so our counts were so high here that it was like, I don't know, it was devastating. I know it was devastating for everyone. I'm just telling you personally what it was like for this little one-horse town that I'm in. And there was something like, I'm going to fall asleep every night watching something funny for the 45 minutes or an hour before I go to bed because the world was so heavy with everything that was going on. So it could just be something like that. So because again, too much consumption of doom scrolling could be a negative thing, or too much coffee, or, you know, eating after a certain hour. So I think this is just telling you that there's something here, either you're doing to yourself. I feel for most of you, it's coming from an external source. And it's a bit extreme, or has the potential to get extreme. And there's a need here for you to step into the King/Queen of Wands energy and say, I'm not going to heavily consume that anymore because it affects my mental and possibly even my emotional health. And I really need to take ownership of myself and rest a little bit more. And I think what you're not seeing here is like after you do this, you're going to start feeling a lot better and a lot more rested because you're not being bombarded or so heavily influenced by whatever or whomever this is. Yeah, great period here of healing and just being more balanced. That is what I have for you, Virgo. That is your message at this time. If it didn't resonate with you, I'm so sorry. But that's the message that came in today. So just take the bits and parts of it that apply to your current journey, your current timeline. But if you did like those messages and they resonated with you, or maybe just found them to be helpful or even hopeful, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Libra. I hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at your current situation. See what card wanted to show itself there. We have enthusiasm. Okay, let's see if that wants to come out again. For Libra, as of September 25th, 2025, what do they need to know about their current situation? For Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What do they need to know about their current situation? One more shuffle here. Thank you. What do you need to know, my dear? Lust. Okay, this is Aries energy, card number 1. Idealism, Aquarius energy, card number 11. And at the bottom of the deck, you have Discovery, Sagittarius energy, card number 9. And Independence, Aquarius energy, card number 11. So we've got 1, 11, 9, 11 here on the table. Okay, Tell me more about this here for Libra. Sun, moon, rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know about this for Libra? Very much Ace of Wands energy here. Something ideal has to be blown up, figuratively speaking, with this volcano in the background. It's like, and then we can walk towards the Ace of Wands here. All right, tell me more about this for Libra. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Tell me more about the Queen of Pentacles here. That's the ideal, right? That's the idealism. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Queen of Pentacles, the Tower. I called the Tower back there. The Ten of Cups and the Three of Wands. Yeah, there's something here, again, figuratively speaking, of blowing up, changing, transforming, leaving behind something that at some point was ideal and was steady. And I don't know what this is for you, career and finance, love and romance. It could just be a thought process or a pattern, right? It could be like the exercise regimen or dietary, regimen that you've had, and you're like, I'm not going to do it that way anymore. It was ideal back then, but it doesn't work for me. So it's a collective reading. Take it how it resonates. Person, place, thing, pattern, habit. There's something here. It was ideal, and it was steady, and it was solid, and it was grounded at some time. But I need to change it or transform it or remove it from my life. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords, Page of Wands, Page of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Swords, the Lovers, and the King of Cups. Okay, tell me more about the Queen of Pentacles. Tell me more about the Queen of Pentacles. It's like ideally working for someone 9 to 5, 40 hours a week. It becomes the dependable job, right? But the shakeup in life is like, I've always lusted or wanted or desired to open up my own company. I'd like to become independent of working for the man or the woman, right? I want to discover ways on how I can open up my own company. Again, you have to take the messages how they resonate to you. But at some point, this was solid and steady, and it was okay. There was nothing exciting about the Queen of Pentacles in terms of energy, not talking zodiac signs or people, but it's solid and it's steady and it's growth and it's dependable, right? And it nurtures you in some way. Hangman. And then there was the pause. Do I want to do this for the rest of my life? Can I be that for the rest of my life? Do I want that for the rest of my life? Ten of Pentacles for the rest of my life. Two of Pentacles. I don't know. I don't know if I want that job or that career or that living environment or that person or that relationship for the rest of my life. It's ideal. You get married, you have, 2.5 kids, a dog in the driveway, the picket fence. It's ideal, but it doesn't excite me. So I don't know what that was for you. It could just be a dream or a project you wanted to do. And at some point you thought you would do it and you're pausing going, I don't know if I want to do this after all. So tell me about the Tower. Tell me about the Tower. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Tower is clarified by the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Devil. So the Tower comes in when we're starting to contemplate, do we want to move towards the new Ace of Cups or the new Ace of Wands? The Two of Wands card is standing at a Y point in life and saying, I don't know if I want to leave that behind because it was dependable, but there's something exciting about moving on from it or moving forward without it. And I think you've been sitting in this for a while. This Tower, I think it's been a mental tower for you. I think it's been an emotional tower. I don't think most of you have physically moved on from this yet. Not yet. Not yet. But you're discovering ways, Page of Wands, on how you will do it. So the Tower card here seems to be the internal processing of, I don't think I want this anymore, person, place, or thing. It's not doing it for me anymore. I wanted it at one time. Five of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. Oh my God, Five of Swords. Okay, let me show you this. The Devil, Four of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Ten of Swords, Five of Swords. At some point, it was obsessed with wanting this. Obsessed with wanting this. I'm going to hold on to this, right? I'm never letting go. I'm willing to fight for it as heavy as it gets. I will stand my ground. I will win at all cost. And at some point, something happened, internal to you or external, that went, no, I don't think I want to do that anymore. I don't think, and that's the key word, think, because that starts the processing of, I don't really know. I don't really know if that's really what I want. Because at the end of the day, I want to be happy. And while that's stable and ideal, stable 10 of Pentacles, there's no joy or happiness. Where's the 10 of Cups? The 10 of Cups is outside of this. And I think that was your aha epiphany moment. Tell me more about the 10 of Cups. I think what you're discovery to the Independence card, is this is achievable when you completely turn your back on whomever, whatever this is. Tell me about the 10 of Cups. It's like a diet program, right? And you're like, well, it's ideal. I lose a fraction of a pound a week. I'll eventually get to my goal 10 years from now, but it's slow and steady progress. And then this is like, no, maybe I'm doing diet is wrong. Maybe I need to look up different ways, healthier ways that are more aligned with me and my body and my age. And that's because this isn't making me happy. I'm either under eating, I'm hungry, or you know what I mean? It's just not working for me. It doesn't mean that it's a bad plan. Someone else, it might be ideal for them, but it's no longer ideal for you. And it's a realization of, I need to move on from how I did this. Or again, for some of you, very well could be a person, place, or thing. So tell me about the 10 of Cups. Because the realization here is, that's not the 10 of Cups. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 10 of Cups is clarified by Page of Cups, 6 of Wands, and 4 of Wands. Stability and security. Should be happy. That's what you're discovering. That's what you're realizing. It's nice to be secure at a job, but I should be happy at the job. It's nice to have a good place to live, but I should love where I live. I should love the community. I should love my house or my apartment. It's good to have a stable partnership, but I should love that partnership, and I should love that person, and they should love me. And that's the feeling here, is I can have victory and structure and stability and happiness. I don't have to settle for one or the other. I can have both. 3 of Wands. This is the turning your back on the past and moving forward, or at least trying to discover ways on how you can move forward. Tell me about the 3 of Wands. Tell me about the 3 of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 3 of Wands is clarified by 3 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and the Sun. Doesn't it feel good to have something that you are excited to move towards, excited to engage with, excited to experience, excited to discover? This is happiness. This is stability. This is 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. I don't have to have one or the other. I can have both. And if this isn't giving me both, I'll go out and find both. Pretty powerful message here. So I think that's what you're doing. I think with that Knight of Swords, you're taking the inspired action. Knight of Swords, Page of Wands, and Page of Swords. Take the inspired action, figure out, find out, learn how I can move towards learn a new skill, leave this job, see what other jobs are out there, find a new living situation, leave this person. King of Wands just show themselves. It's a feeling of, okay, in order to take this inspired action, I need to create a path or plan in order to move in that direction. To move away from what was once ideal towards what is now really ideal for me. And what's really ideal for me is 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles rolled into one. And I think that's what you had to discover. Tell me more about this here, or anything else Libra needs to know about that discovery phase. One more shuffle. Thank you. 8 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, King of Wands. You will take the inspired action when you're ready. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Pentacles, the Death card, and the 9 of Swords. Yeah. I don't think you need to plan it all out today. I think you just need to start working on it in small steps, right? Page steps. We don't need to make any big triumphant moves today. Like, you don't need to quit the job till you find the next job type of thing. Let's get you 3 final cards of advice. So that 8 of Swords is kind of telling me, like, think it through. And I don't mean think it through that you can't have happiness and stability. You most certainly can. Just think through how you're going to exit this. And again, it's that feeling of like, you don't want to quit the job till you find the next job. You don't want to list your house for sale until you know where the heck you're moving to next, or cancel your apartment lease until you know where you're moving to next. I think that's all that 8 of Swords is telling you to do. Because now that you're doing it in your time, now it's on your time. And that means you can do it your way. And doing it your way means doing it when you're ready to do it. Very much like Taurus is going through something similar. So maybe if you have high Taurus placements, you want to take a look at that as well. 3 cards here of advice for Libra. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Magician, the King of Cups, and Temperance. Take your time. 2 of Cups, manifesting what it is here that you want, because the partnership that you need, someone to collaborate with in the future, will come to you in due time. The business partnership. And again, it's like if you're leaving the job, then you got a new professional partnership on path, new boss on path here for you. Same thing if you're leaving one person for another person, or, leaving a housing situation for another housing situation. It's like, don't just abruptly leave that landlord until like you secure the next landlord. So this is just telling you, excuse me, take your time, manifesting what it is that you want. And then once you begin to manifest it, manifesting doesn't just mean hoping and praying for it. It means wholeheartedly wanting that, right? In the King of Cup energy, this is a direction I want to move in. And I'm now utilizing all 4 aces to co-create with the divine and make it happen. Temperance, again, do it on your own time. There's no rush here. And whatever it is that you're trying to get to, it's waiting there for you on the other side. Again, the business partner, or the friends, or the friend group, or the new community, or even the new romantic partner. It's all waiting there for you. There's no need to rush. So take your time with this process. That is your message at this time. If you like that message, it resonated with you, obviously only take the parts of it that apply to your current journey. But if you like that message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, maybe just found it to be helpful or even hopeful, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Scorpio. I hope you're doing well today. I'm just going to give one shuffle of this deck. Then I'm going to go grab some coffee, and I will be right back. There we go. Hello, Scorpio. Thanks for giving me that little break. Let's get into your message now. Tapping into the Scorpio collective now. What do they need to know about their current situation as of September 25th, 2025? What does Scorpio need to know? Make sure my mic is still plugged in and on. It is. Okay. For Scorpio's Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know about their current situation? It's interesting. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but there were a bunch of birds outside squawking. And then all of a sudden it just came to a halt, to a stop. So we'll see if that has something to do with your message today. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have Egotism, Leo energy, card number 5. Followed by Decision, Gemini energy, card number 3. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Rebellion, Aquarius energy, card number 11, and Flirtation, card number 9, Sagittarius energy. Okay. Tell me more about this here for Scorpio. What do they need to know about Egotism, Decision, Rebellion, and Flirtation? For Scorpio's Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Thank you. First card out is the Knight of Pentacles. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Knight of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, and the Star card. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Magician. They're all starting to make noise again. I wonder if there's some kind of stop, go thing here. Okay, the Magician, the Moon, and the Hangman. Some stop, go action. That leaves the Empress, the Hierophant, and the 10 of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. Okay, tell me about the Knight of Pentacles. Why is the Knight of Pentacles energy here? For Scorpio. Why is the Knight of Pentacles energy here for Scorpio? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the Hierophant, the 9 of Wands, and the 8 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Page of Swords, King of Cups, and Temperance here to the 7 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I think there was something here that you've wanted for quite some time in that Knight of Pentacles energy. And you were very fixed, and I don't mean fixed because you're a fixed sign, but you're very fixed in the belief in that Hierophant energy that this is what I want. I've made the decision, right? I'm not giving up on whatever this is, or giving up on the way that I'm doing this. Even though it leaves you in the Eight of Swords and you're not quite sure what the outcome will be, the Nine of Wands is, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm not giving up on whatever this is or whomever this is, or again, person, place, thing, thought process, pattern, or just a way of showing up. It's like, I've made my decision. I'm fixed earth on this. I know you're fixed water, but Hierophant is fixed earth. It's Taurus energy. And it's like, I'm just going to keep doing this or doing this way. And then something changes. High Priestess to the Eight of Wands. Okay, tell me more about this. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Eight of Wands is clarified by the High Priestess, the Knight of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. It's like going within and realizing the way I've been doing something or the way I've been going about doing something or whatever decision it was here that I made in the past, because again, it's different for all of you. It was not the right thing to do, or like it was not the right decision, or it was not the right way to handle something. I think what you're realizing is maybe it was coming from a place of ego. The Devil card at the bottom of the deck, just as I saw that, and then I was looking at the ego card. So something I wanted or something I was not giving up on, or the way I was handling something, again, a pattern or habit within myself, I was very fixed and rooted because it's the way I've always done it. I think tapping into your intuition, the realization here is that was toxic. Person, place, thing, habit, pattern, the way I was handling that. And I think what you're doing now is you're rebelling. There's that energy of rebellion there. Eight of Pentacles. It's almost like going back to the drawing board. I have to learn something different. I'm not giving up on what it is. I'm just going to find a different way on how to approach it, achieve it. Okay, tell me more about the Eight of Pentacles. I'll clean up the message as we go a little further into this. Tell me about that Eight of Pentacles. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Eight of Pentacles is clarified by the King of Cups, the Fool, and the Chariot. Wow. Okay. So you're going to have to take that, whatever it was that you were doing back here, and apply it, to what you've been doing, because it's different for all of you. So it either was, I've always done blank this way, and being very fixed earth, I'm just going to keep doing it that way. Even though the very definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome, because I've always done it that way, I'm just going to keep doing it that way. And so there's a very stubborn energy of, even though I'm not seeing the results I want, and I'm consumed with this conscious thought all the time of this not working out, I'm just going to keep doing it. So basic example would be like, I want to lose 20 pounds. I'm doing this dietary program, right? I'm implementing this new diet regimen. I'm doing it over and over and over again. I'm sticking to it in that Hierophant energy. I'm not seeing any results. I'm not seeing any results, but there's this unwillingness to want to change, because every other time in the past that I wanted to lose weight, that's how I did it, and it worked for me. So because it worked for me then, it's got to work for me now, but it's not working for you now. And so the realization is going within and realizing, if I want to move forward and lose the weight, again, just using that as an example, I'm going to have to approach weight loss differently, because something that worked in the past was not working, or the way I was doing it was not working. And I was rooted in a little bit of ego here and thinking, nope, it's got to be done this way because that's the way that I've always done it, right? That's ego talking. And same thing if this is a work project. I've always done it this way. I'm not going to look into computerizing something or using AI or thinking differently outside of the box, right? Because it's the way I've always done it. And so this is then going within and going, now there's got to be an easier way or a better way for me to do this, because if I continue doing it that way, I go from Eight of Swords to Nine of Swords, it just becomes worse. So it's the internal realization that the way I've been doing something hasn't been successful. And you can even apply this to relationships, whether they're platonic or romantic, meaning with friends or family or lovers. There's something I've been doing and it hasn't been yielding me the results that I've wanted. And I think it's this realization of the decision I made in the past was not the best one for me. I did it out of ego. And now I want to work or learn a new way. I want to, it's like rebelling against oneself. I'm rebelling against something I did in the past. And I'm now flirting with the idea of doing it a little bit differently. Right behind that is riches. So I'm flirting with the idea of doing it differently, handling it differently, going about it differently, because I do want the riches. I do want the success. And whatever it was in the past here, just the way I was going about something just wasn't very successful. Okay. Tell me about the Star card here. Because again, we're not giving up on the wish, dream, or hope. We're just learning how to go about acquiring it or attaining it differently. Let's say this is dating. I've always used this dating app, just using that as an example, to find my next person. But the relationships aren't lasting. So there's something here like, but I'm available, so I'm going to use that dating app again. And it's like, no, wait a minute. It's not working. I keep meeting people that I'm not really compatible with, people that are not on the same life path as I am, people who are not aligned to me. So it's like, what do I have to do differently to find a partner? Do I have to look elsewhere? Do I need to get out into the 3D world? Do I maybe have to change up my dating profile? Again, it's just an example I'm giving you, but it's the realization here of something that I was doing in the past wasn't yielding the results that I wanted it to. And so now I need to change how I do it. King of Cups, whether you're masculine or feminine. Fool to the Chariot. I need to move in a different direction. Same destination, but I'm taking a different route or doing things differently so I can get there and get the success that I want, because I wasn't getting the success back there. Tell me more about the Star card. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Star card is clarified by the 10 of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the 3 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Wands. Yeah. It's that realization that in order for me to get this, I have to stop doing things the way I was doing them before, because it was leading to heartbreak, disappointment. It was too burdensome. It was too chaotic. So if this is work, maybe at some point you're like, I'm not going to use, I don't know, ChatGPT or something like that. And now it's like, no, I can use it in moderation to help me craft the message that I need to craft. So I can update my website or whatever this is for you. It's just a realization of the way I was doing it was very cumbersome and very burdensome. And this could even be within a relationship, like let's say a romantic relationship. It's realizing the way I was showing up in the relationship wasn't serving me, or the way I was responding to conflict wasn't serving me. And it's having that honest discussion here with yourself. High Priestess to the Knight of Swords, that's an internal discussion. Saying if I want to move forward in a relationship, whether it's an existing one or a future one, I need to show up differently. I need to learn how to relationship. Right? I need to learn how to do relationships differently, or how to pick love partners differently, because the way I was doing it in the past was burdensome. I wasn't getting to my wish fulfillment, and it was leaving me in heartache. And with that Ace of Swords in the middle, it's recognizing and having clarity of the aspects within ourselves that need to change in order to have the outcome that we want. The Magician, the Moon, and the Hangman. So I think now moving forward, 6 of Wands here at the bottom of the deck, you're going to do things a little differently. Even though you can't 100% see that Star card at the end of the road here with that Hangman to the Moon energy, it's like, I'm just going to do things differently. This time around, I'm doing things differently, or a particular thing differently, because I know the way I was doing them wasn't yielding me the results that I wanted. So let's clarify that a little bit more here for Scorpio. It's like I'm manifesting differently now. One more shuffle. Thank you. 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. What a change. 7 of Wands. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Cups. So I'm changing the way I used to do something in the past, and I'm standing my ground on this in the 7 of Wands. And this is, again, internal to you. I don't really think there's any other energy here on the table. This is all you, my dear. And this is saying, even though I can't see the 10 of Pentacles, again, whatever that is, I know that I have a better shot of achieving it if I really stick to this new path or this new plan or this new way of doing something. Because I know for certain, if I keep doing it the way I was, I'm just going to have another 5 of Pentacles moment. And so it's having the clarity of mind to say, I have to leave behind the way I was either showing up or doing something or manifesting. And I need to be very regimented about this. I need to, just as staunch as I was in doing it back then, I have to be that dedicated this time around to doing it differently or showing up differently. 6 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, and 4 of Swords. Yeah, it's like healing something from the past that you were doing repetitively. Knight of Wands, and it wasn't giving you the consistent outcome that you wanted. So figure out what that has been for you, because obviously it's different for all of you. But there's something here about you now flirting with the idea of just doing it differently. Like I said, showing up differently or implementing something new. 8 of Pentacles, learning something new to achieve the desired outcome that you want. Let's get you 3 cards of advice here. 3 cards of advice here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your advice, the world. And that's the lesson. That's the way I was showing up, or what I was doing, or the way I was responding, or the way I handled that. Even though I can go back to childhood and say, but that's the way, you ever hear people say that? They're like, but that's the way she is. That's the way he is. that's how they do it. You know, this is you realizing I don't want to do that anymore, even though I've always done it that way, or I've always shown up that way. I want to do things differently. I've learned a lesson. I've done it enough times over and over again to realize it's not giving me the outcome I want. The World card, the Three of Wands, so now I need to move forward and learn something new or progress forward in a different type of way. And the Two of Swords, bottom of the deck, the Nine of Pentacles. So again, we go back to, even though I can't see where this is going to get me, I'm hoping that it gets me to the Star card. I'm hoping it gets me to the Ten of Pentacles, because I damn well know the way I did it in the past wasn't working. So this is almost like, what have I got to lose? I've learned an incredible lesson that I need to change something within myself, and that if I show up differently, I've got a good shot of getting to where I want to be, or again, finishing this project, or updating that website, or learning something new, or showing up in connections differently. This is almost like I have no other choice but to do this. And it's a hard lesson learned, that maybe the way you were showing up, or something that you were very fixed to in the past, you were doing it out of ego, or just out of, well, that's the way I've always done it, or that's the way I've always thought about it. And this is changing your perspective on yourself and saying, no, I need to learn something differently. Nine of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, I'm not sabotaging my happiness again. This is very grounded earth energy, but this time around, you're doing it for the right reasons. You're doing it in a very strategic way. You're doing it in a balanced way, not in this fixed earth regimented way that wasn't producing the outcome that you wanted. Okay, big growth spurt there for the Scorpio collective. That is what I have for you at this time. If you like those messages, and remember, just take the parts of that message that resonates for you. But if you like those messages and they resonated with you and you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Sagittarius. I hope you're doing well today. Let's shuffle your deck a bit. Tapping into the Sagittarius collective now. For Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know about their current situation as of September 25th, 2025? One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have Revenge, card number 8. This is Scorpio energy. Revenge, Detachment, Aquarius energy, card number 11. Oy boy, boy. Boy, boy. I was going to say, oh boy, or an oy vey, and they came out together. Bottom of the deck, Criticism, more Scorpio energy, card number 6, and then Manipulation. Virgo energy, Criticism, Virgo energy, card number 6, and Manipulation, Scorpio energy, card number 8. What are you dealing with? Right behind that, we have Extremism. So we have cards number 8, 11, 6, and 8. Revenge, Detachment, Criticism, and Manipulation. Remember, if it's not your reading, just take it elsewhere. Just look elsewhere. Take yourself to another timestamp in this video. But I'm curious to see where we go with this message for Sag. Okay, let's clarify this further. For Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. We have Scorpio, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Virgo energies on the table. Okay. Why do we have Revenge, Detachment, Nine of Swords just showed itself, Criticism, and Manipulation? Why do we have that here for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements? Nine of Swords wanted to show itself again. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Seven of Swords. Knight of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, bottom of the deck, 2 of Cups, the Empress, and the 7 of Cups. Tell me about the 7 of Swords here. Tell me about the 7 of Swords here. Why is the 7 of Swords here for Sag? Thank you. 9 of Swords. That card really wanted to show itself. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle. Thank you. 9 of Swords, 3 of Cups, and the Death card. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands, 8 of Cups, the Sun. So you've had a connection here in your life. I say that because we have the 2 of Cups on the table already. where there's been Seven of Swords behavior, some level of deception, lies, cheating, betrayal, something like that. And I think you have been very much up in your mind over this connection. I think you feel manipulated by this individual. And I think the energy here is like, I don't know if I want to come back together again with this person. I don't know if this would ever work. I don't know if the connection could be transformed. I'd like it to be transformed. I'd like it to have a different ending than the one that we're currently facing. But I'm not sure that I can change that. I don't know if I should walk away for good or if there's a chance at transformation and reconnection here. Because what this person has done has been so egregious in that Seven of Swords. Knight of Pentacles. Whatever that person's been doing, they've been doing for quite some time. What is that Knight of Pentacles? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the Knight of Cups, the Moon, and the King of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Nine of Wands. So it's been a pattern for this individual to show up in the connection with you this way. It's almost like, because you're the King of Wands, whether you're masculine or feminine, it's like they come towards you with an open heart and then they disappear. And so you could feel very much manipulated by that. You could feel like this person is, or in the past, has emotionally manipulated you with the way that they approach you. It takes them a long time, and then they open up their heart, and then they retract. And you could feel very betrayed by that, right? You could feel like this person emotionally manipulates me. Okay, Ten of Pentacles. Why is the Ten of Pentacles here? Why is the Ten of Pentacles here? One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Ten of Pentacles is clarified by the Lovers, the Three of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. Bottom of the deck, King of Swords, the Fool, and the Six of Cups. I just feel like this is a very specific message for those of you where you feel very betrayed by this person. And I don't know if they kept you as an option or if there was third-party involvement here. Or again, at some point in time, they showed affection but then withdrew from you. But I feel like the Ten of Pentacles here is representing what you wanted with this individual or what you had with this individual or what you hope to have one day. But this individual made the choice to not want that. And they did that via their behavior of the Seven of Swords. So this is almost like a we could have had it all moment for the Sagittarius collective. Had that other entity not behaved that way. And if we're not talking about love, it could just be a work environment. We're like, this was a job I always wanted. I thought I was going to be here till I retired. I really enjoy what I do. And I have a manager or a higher up or a coworker or the owner of the company who's continually sabotaging my efforts and my progress forward and my growth within this company. And I don't know if I could fix this connection. I don't know if I want to stay here. I don't know if I could find joy in this anymore, or should I just look for another job? Because one day the boss gives me the pat on the back and tells me I'm great. And the next day they're, admonishing me and excoriating me, and just being so ruthless in front of everyone. So they give and then they take away. They give me a compliment and the next day they cut me at the knees, figuratively speaking. So there's just this feeling here of like, I really could have had it all at that company. I could have stayed there till I retired. But that individual there actively chose to continually deceive me or cut me down or inhibit my employment growth within the company. Six of Swords. I think you feel like in that case you would feel manipulated by the boss for like their unfair criticism of you or something like that. Six of Swords. Why is the Six of Swords here? Why is the Six of Swords here? And I think this individual is the one who detaches. Like they attach and detach. Attach and detach. When they want to show up, they do. And then when they don't, they kind of go ghost. Or like I said, they can get very aggressive with you. But there's definitely something here about you feel manipulated by this individual, or you feel unfairly criticized by this individual, and you feel like this individual can detach from you very quickly if they don't get what they want, type of thing, or when they no longer need you. That's the feeling here. And it's a pain for you because this person is, they know what they're doing. You're aware that they're aware that they know what they're doing. Six of Swords. Tell me about these Six of Swords here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Six of Swords is clarified by Justice, the Five of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, and Eight of Cups. I do think the majority of you are making the decision to move on from this individual. I think you're now choosing to leave them out in the cold. I think you're putting yourself first. I think you feel like the only way to have any fair and balance in this connection is for you to be the one to detach from it. Got the Two of Cups, the Empress, and the Seven of Cups. Yeah, I think you feel manipulated by this person, unfairly criticized, and I think they detach. And I think now you're deciding, no, I'm the one. I need to detach from this. We're going to get into that revenge card there. But tell me more about the Two of Cups, the Empress, and the Seven of Cups. You've got the Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Page of Swords. I think what you're realizing here is that, like, time served in this connection is not going to yield the results that you want. Just because you've been at this job for 7 years, for an example, it doesn't mean that this company is suddenly going to start treating you better. They haven't been treating you better this entire time. They've been unfairly criticizing you, unfairly treating you, manipulating you in some way. So yeah, I think your feeling here is, I need to go out and find other job opportunities, right? And that's Seven of Cups energy. Because if I stay stuck and stagnant here because of time served, I'm never going to get to the new. I'm not, there's a feeling here of like Empress energy. I have to do what is best for me. And if this is like a person like you're romantically involved with, I think what you're realizing is this connection, no matter how much I want it to get to Ten of Pentacles, it's never going to get there because this person is just not capable of doing that. And so I have to, in the interest of self-preservation, I have to detach, and I have to move forward with my life, because I know somewhere out there there's another Two of Cups out there that's far healthier than this. Revenge. Can we have 3 cards on revenge here? 3 cards of revenge. Some of you may feel angry if you spent a lot of time in this situation, environment, or connection, and now you have to be the one to leave it, even though you're moving towards better opportunities and a better path. There could be an element here within the Sag Collective that's just really effing angry, and you could feel like you want to take revenge. Tell me more about revenge there. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Four of Swords. We have the Hierophant. And we have the Eight of Wands. Excuse me. Bottom of the deck, Magician, Two of Pentacles, and Judgment. There could be something here, and I don't know if you would physically do anything. I'm certainly not telling you that you should do that. This seems to be more like verbal, to be quite honest with you. This seems more like, before I go, this person is going to get a piece of my mind. This entity, that Hierophant entity, again, could be a spouse, someone you saw as a spouse one day. Hierophant current finance could be the corporation or the higher up within the company that you work for. There's something here of Four Swords. I really need to figure out what I'm going to say, because we're clarifying the revenge card. And the Eight of Wands is, as I move away or walk away, I'm going to craft something that I'm going to say to this person. That's what that feels like. I think that's how you're getting your revenge. It's like, I will not go quietly after everything I've invested in this. You're at least going to hear how pissed off and angry I am. Am I still moving towards the new? I am, but I got a lot to get off my chest before I do that. That's the feeling here. Tell me more about this here for Sag. 3 more cards. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Eight of Pentacles. And we have the Celestial Weaver. Bottom of deck, Four of Wands, King of Pentacles, and the Devil. See? So I think that's what you're doing. This is, let's say you find another job, and we'll use work as the example. You find that new Ace of Cups, that new job. You go in and you give this boss your notice, whether that's a 1-day notice. I'm leaving as of 5 o'clock today, or you're giving them a 2-week notice. It's going to be different for all of you. Again, this is just an example. I also want them to know that I'm well aware that I was treated unfairly after all the work that I put into this. That I really tried to make this work in the energy of the Celestial Weaver. I gave it my all. I came to work on time. Maybe I even came early. I stayed, you know, till 5 o'clock, or I went over. There were days I worked overtime and wasn't paid. There were times where you called me on a weekend and I was there. There's something here of just getting it all out, that I really wanted this to work. And I feel really disappointed that you left me no choice but to detach and move in another direction. So maybe that revenge card isn't so bad. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's you saying, I really wanted this to work. I would have loved to have stayed in this relationship or this marriage or this friendship or this job for the duration, because that's what I was intending to do. And I showed up every day with that conviction, and I was continually rejected by you. That's the feeling here. I think you're getting that off of your chest. I think you're confronting this individual for maybe their toxic traits, their toxic patterns. You know, devil to the magician could be someone who's a manipulator, right? Emotionally manipulating you, verbally manipulating you, promising you raises and promotions when that's not what they do, promising you higher level of commitment, and then not being capable of doing that or not wanting to do that. So I do see you kind of the airing of grievances. And I think you're calling this person out. I think you're calling this person out on the way out. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think you have the right to verbally express yourself, because it seems like you really wanted this to work and you put your whole self into it. I love where you're headed, but I hate that, you know, you got some cleanup here with this entity. Let's get you 3 cards of advice here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Sun, you have the Ace of Pentacles, and you have the 5 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords. Move towards your happiness. Move towards the new job, the new opportunity, the new relationship. Even in the 5 of Swords card, she's just in the water walking through this new doorway. It's like, I don't even want to fight about it. There's nothing left here to fight for. It's just kind of, I don't know, you ever do, I've had jobs before where when you go to leave, sometimes they do like an exit interview and they want to know what you thought of the company and what you liked and what you didn't like. And sometimes they're face-to-face. Sometimes they just give you a couple of sheets of paper to fill out, or they'll ask you to go online and complete the survey when you get home or whatever. This seems like a relationship exit interview, although you're not asking them anything. You're telling them everything they need to hear from you as you're leaving. And so I feel like your departure here is just moving towards the new, moving towards happiness. And it's like, no arguments. I said what I said. And that's your advice anyway. Move towards the new. Say what you need to say. You don't need to get combative with this person because, again, you're not fighting to keep this connection. You're freeing yourself from the connection. And as a result, you're jumping on a new timeline here. But yeah, you are definitely calling out this entity for the way they have unfairly treated you. And unlike them, you are detaching and moving on with class and with style and with grace. And I would expect nothing less from the Sagittarius collective. So that's what I have for you, my dear. That is your current situation. Remember, just take those messages, you know, the bits from them that apply to you. And remember to check out your other placements. But that's what I have for you at this time, Sag. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Capricorn. I hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at your current situation as of September 25th, 2025 for Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does Capricorn need to know about their current situation? One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have Independence. This is Aquarius energy, card number 11. You have Drama, Leo energy, card number 5. Bottom of the deck, you have Principle, Sagittarius energy, card number 9. And Fulfillment, also card number 9, and Sagittarius energy. Right behind that, we have Intuition, card number 4, Cancerian energy. So your numbers here are 11, 5, 9, 9. Okay. Some drama here with you standing on principle and claiming your independence from someone or something. You're changing something, and someone's not liking it. Or at least maybe that's your fear. If you change something, someone may not like it, or there might be a lot of drama if you were to do this. Okay. Tell me more about this here for Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know about independence, drama, principle, and fulfillment? One more shuffle. Thank you. That principle card, it's got like a little Pope hat on it. I don't know if you could see it because The table's so deep that the camera's far away, but it reminds me of like the Hierophant. All right, let's see where we go with this. You have the Nine of Swords, the World, Temperance, and Justice. Bottom of the deck, the Star, the Hangman. Look at all your major arcana cards. There's your drama. Five of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and Page of Pentacles. I think there's something or someone here you want to cut off. I think you want to cut someone off here. And I don't know if that means like you never want to talk to them again, or you want to reduce their connection with you. Maybe for some of you, you want to cut off the finances to someone because we have no pentacles on the table. And I always look at what's here and what's not here. But I think you're concerned that if you were to do that, there would be drama here. All right, tell me about, I'm not going to clarify the Nine of Swords because I feel like that's you worried about the ending, worried about claiming your independence from someone or something, or I don't want to say making, but doing something that would result in someone else having to become independent of you. That's your energy there with the anxiety. So tell me about the World card. Obviously, it's different for all of you, but let's see. Tell me about the World card. One more shuffle here. Thank you. I feel like you don't want to deal with the drama. Seven of Wands is defending yourself. You don't want to have to defend this decision. The Empress and the Six of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Page of Pentacles. Four of Swords and Judgment. There's a situation, environment, or connection here that you don't want to give to anymore the way you have been giving to it. And you don't feel like you should have to fight over this. You feel like you're an adult in the Empress energy, whether you're masculine or feminine. And this is a decision that you're making, and you're very firm that moving forward, we're going to do things differently. That's your internal energy. I wish I could say, because I don't think some of you want to say this to this individual. That's why you're in the Nine of Swords. But internal to you, if you could, like when you're looking in the mirror, let's say you're practicing this thing that you want to say to this person, that's what it is. I'm a grown adult. I'm not going to allow you to treat me like a page. I'm not a page. And this is how we're going to handle things moving forward. I'm going to become independent of the way I used to do this with you, or you need to become more independent so you're less reliant on me. I need to stand on principles. I need to feel fulfilled again. You're draining me. You're draining me. You're draining me. Like if you could say all that, you would, but you don't want to. You don't want to because you don't want it to create drama. Temperance. So I think you're trying to find a very balanced, tempered way on how to either claim your independence from this thing you've been doing, this practice that you've been doing, or from this person. Again, it's different for all of you. But I think you're trying to do it in a very tempered way. Like if you have a child that relies on you for money, you don't want to just abruptly cut them off. But you're like, but they got to be independent at some point, right? I can't continually be the bank account. So, and it could be any family member or friend. It's just like, I can't continually be the bank account. I don't want to lose this person from my life. I just want them to learn how to be more independent, right? But I don't want to deal with the drama that's going to come if I say this. Temperance. One more shuffle here. I think you're trying to find temperance to justice, a very balanced way to course correct something, because you participated in this. You overgave, and now you're like, oh, if I course correct, they're going to be pissed off. Yeah, probably. Probably. But you know internal to you, you need to course correct this. And you want to do it in a balanced way because you're the adult in the room. High Priestess, Nine of Wands, and the Four of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Wands. I don't think you want to disappoint anyone. But man, are you tired? You're tired of whatever this is. You're tired of doing it over and over again with this person or these people. And I think you keep it to yourself in the High Priestess energy. Because again, one, I don't think you want this person or these people to feel rejected or unwanted or unloved. I think you don't want them to feel bad. I don't think you want to disappoint anyone here. But it's getting harder and harder for you to maintain whatever this is. Justice. Why is justice here? I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to have to break a couple eggs to make an omelet here. I think you can minimize the drama, and I certainly think you can tweak or alter your approach here. Absolutely. It doesn't have to be from this day forward, I'm not giving you a penny and go get an effing job. You lazy SOB. Like, I don't think it has to be that dramatic. or verbally abusive, but I think at some point you're going to have to stand your ground here. And yes, it's going to come with a little pushback. Justice is clarified by 10 of Wands, the Page of Wands, and Strength. Bottom of deck, 9 of Pentacles. You will claim your independence from whomever, whatever this is, or help them gain their independence away from you so they're not so reliant on you. So I do think you're going to end up doing this. I think you have what it takes here in that Strength card to do this. I think you'll find a gentle way. Page of Pentacles. I think you'll find a gentle way on, I'm sorry, Page of Wands. You'll find a gentle way on how to approach this and move forward with this, but you're not going to continue lifting those 10 wands anymore. I don't see it. I don't see you doing that. So the Star to the Hangman to the 5 of Wands. This is almost like, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to hope for the best, hope I could heal the situation. And then it's like, then I'm holding my breath and waiting for the argument, waiting for the pushback. This is gathering the 15 seconds of insane courage to say it, and then saying it, and then it's like waiting for their response, right? Tell me about the 5 of Wands. Tell me about the 5 of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The 8 of Wands, the Fool, and the Lovers. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, and 3 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. I think it goes a lot better than what you think. I think you're thinking worst case scenario here. And I think worst case scenario would have happened if you came at this guns blazing with the 3 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords, all those awful sword cards where there's yelling and accusations and finger pointing. I think this very balanced approach is the way to go. I think you're right on that. And I think you're going to be very surprised that once you have that 15 seconds of insane courage in a very balanced, healthy, tempered way to say your piece, I think you get cooperation here. And the Lovers card, the individual, they're all holding hands, the 3 people, where you were waiting, Hangman to the 5 of Wands, you were waiting for this. And instead of having the fight, we have this kumbaya moment here. So I think this ends up moving forward very nicely for you and this person or you and these people. But I think your lesson here was claiming your independence, standing on principle, standing on what is best for you, not standing at the Y point, but learning how to work with this person or these people that you love and just kind of change the rules of engagement a little bit. Not canceling the engagement, just changing the rules of engagement. This ends up being more fulfilling and rewarding for you than if you would have continued staying in the 9 of Swords, 10 of Wands. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. I think this ends up being a lot better. But again, it also stems from your approach to this, right? The way it's kind of with kid gloves approaching the subject. But I think it's better received than you think right now. I think you're worrying for nothing. We have the Knight of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. So when you're ready to have that conversation, the Sun, told you, it ends up far better. Knight of Cups, their apologies. I didn't realize I was putting so much on you. I didn't realize that I should be washing the dishes after dinner. I didn't realize I was leaning on you too much financially. You get an apology from this person or these people. That's something you did not see coming. So when you're ready to have the conversation, temper yourself, approach it with kid gloves, which I think you're going to do anyway because you love whomever or whatever this is. But I think your outcome is a hell of a lot better than you think it will be. That 9 of Swords was for nothing, but it's okay. We all worry about things when we have to, approach a subject that requires kid gloves and tenderness. We're always worried how the other person will take it, but the other energy or energies here, they seem to be on board. And for most of you, you're going to get an apology here as well. So I think your lesson here was standing on principle and approaching this in a very mild-mannered way. That's how you're avoiding the drama. You're claiming your independence, your autonomy, you're standing on principle, and everything ends up going smoothly because at the end of the day, you really were the adult in the room this whole time. Maybe that's something you didn't realize, Capricorn. That's what I have for you at this time. That is your current situation. I like that for you. If you like that message and it resonated with you or you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Aquarius. I hope you are doing well. I hope the Aquarius Collective on my channel is mellowing out a bit. We'll see. The same thing happened to Pisces earlier in the year, where I had an influx of new people watching the channel that were Pisces placements. And those new energies now have to be absorbed to the reading, right? Because when I'm sitting here meditating, I'm not saying, let me know what every Pisces in the world is going through. It's like for my subscribers. So when that subscriber energy changes, it now affects what I'm picking up in the readings. So for a while there, I was doing like 2 readings for Pisces because I could tell I had like people on the new timeline and people on the old timeline type of thing. So we'll see where we go with this message, Aquarius. I may have to start doing that with you as well, because I'm noticing some comments in the comment section. Now, usually when this happened, like with Virgo, Scorpio, and Gemini, could have been Leo as well, took a couple weeks for the messages to like start mellowing out. So if that's happening for you, where you're like, these are totally not resonating, I would say in the interim to just check another placement. But if I see it persisting too long, I will start reading for 2 groups of you, okay? So need not worry. Let's tap into the Aquarius collective now. What do they need to know about their current situation as of September 25th, 2025 for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have status, Taurus energy, card number 2. And then we have friendship, card number 4. This is Cancerian energy. Bottom of the deck, you have negotiation, card number 7. And inspiration, card number 12, Piscean energy. And then you have authority right behind that. So you have cards number 2, 4, 7, 12. Status, friendship, negotiation, and inspiration. Okay. Tell me more about this here for Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know about this? We have the Lovers, followed by the 3 of Cups, the Knight of Wands. 2 cards came out, so I'm going to take them. The Queen of Wands and the Devil. Bottom of the deck, 4 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, 6 of Wands, High Priestess. It's not terrible. I think there is a way for you to negotiate something here and get what you want. Okay, tell me about the Lovers card here. It could be a love reading for some of you. It doesn't have to be. The Lovers card in tarot indicates a choice. That's the ultimate choice card in tarot. So you have a choice here in respect to either a connection with one particular person in your life or with a group of people in that 3 of Cups. And this could be at work, a community group or civic organization you volunteer with or you collaborate with. It could be, you know, with a friend, family member, or a lover. So let's see what this is all about. What is this choice about here for Aquarius? One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Lovers is clarified by the Ace of Cups, the 7 of Cups, and the Sun card. Bottom of the deck, Judgment. So with whomever or whatever this is in your life, you've gone within. It's an active choice here where you're like, I know that there are a myriad of different ways that I could handle this situation, environment, or connection. But I'm choosing to handle it in this particular fashion. There are a lot of different paths I could take here. There's a lot of, let's use work. I know that there are a lot of different job opportunities out there for me, but I'm going to be really careful in selecting the one that I want. So whatever this is for you here, I feel like your decision here is, I'm going to take my time making my decision. I want to make sure it's the right one, and I want to make sure that it benefits everyone involved, because judgment is going within in making the best decision, not just for yourself, but for all concerned, for all involved. So there's an energy here of, I need to make the choice that I've got different ways on how I can handle this situation, environment, or connection. But because I want the best possible outcome, I need to make the right choice, the right decision here. 3 of Cups. Tell me why the 3 of Cups is here. Tell me why the 3 of Cups is here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The 3 of Cups is clarified by the 10 of Pentacles, the King of Swords, which is your energy, and the 8 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Wands. This gets interesting now. I think you're willing to negotiate with whomever or whatever this is. You want the best possible outcome here. But the feeling here is, if this person is toxic, then negotiation is off the table. I'm willing to compromise in the name of friendship or in the name of connection or in the name of community, right? Whatever this mission or purpose, whatever this connection is here that you have with this individual. It's like, I'm coming forward. I was very careful about how to handle this. There were a lot of different ways I can go. I'm selecting the best one because I want the best possible outcome. And I'm willing to negotiate with you on this and compromise. But if I'm faced with toxic behaviors or pushback or some negative trait from this opposing energy, I'm willing to walk. I kind of feel like that's what you're saying here. Like, I'm open to compromise and I'm open to negotiation. I tried making the best decision back here. Maybe in hindsight, it wasn't the best one. I'm learning to talk to you about that and to hear your side of it. But if you're going to come at me aggressively with the Devil to the Queen of Wands, because that would be countering my offer here from a place of ego or codependency or feeling like you need to have some status or you're above me. It's like, if you put the kibosh on this negotiation, then you get nothing. Then I'll walk away. So it's a little ultimatum-ish for the Aquarius collective, but it's like, I will detach and I will walk away. And then you can figure out how you're going to do this without me. Nine of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Three of Wands. Yeah, I will not repeat this pattern again. I will not repeat this pattern again. So we either find compromise on this in the name of friendship, in the name of community, like I said, in the name of, you know, this connection, whatever this connection is. Because I think you're open to, all right, maybe the option I chose back there wasn't the best, right? I'm open to hear what you have to say. But if you come at me with Queen of Wands and the Devil, I don't want to hear it. Then it's like negotiation and is off the table. Knight of Wands. Tell me about the Knight of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Knight of Wands, clarified by the Chariot, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Swords. I'll just go off and do it myself. And you may not necessarily like the outcome here, but I'm looking for progress movement. I'm looking for forward movement. I'm looking for happiness. And if I have to do that independent of this connection, then I'm willing to do that. I'll work with you on this. Because Ten of Pentacles, there's a group of people, you know, I'll come together with you on this. But if you're not open to negotiation and compromise, then I'll take the inspired action and move forward. And I'll find my happiness elsewhere, or I'll find someone else to negotiate with, or I'll find a better job. Again, whatever this is for you, the feeling here for the Aquarius collective is, I will be successful with this. I will win. I will win. Because I've done my homework back here, and I'm coming from a good, grounded place. You're coming at it from ego. You're a bully. This is what I feel like you're saying to this individual, or your perception of them. So it's like, we can do this the easy way and compromise, or we could do this my way, which will be far harder for you. The Devil to the Queen of Wands. This person is a little bit of a bully, okay? There's ego here involved. There are toxic patterns. This is my way or the highway. Now, your my way or the highway is different because you're saying, I'm open to these different opportunities. I feel like this is the best one, but I'm willing to compromise with you. Again, in the name of friendship, I will negotiate this with you. But if you're going to be this, I'm out. And I feel like that's what you're telling this person. The Devil to the Queen of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Devil to the Queen of Wands. Knight of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Eight of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Six of Swords. This person is not going to know what to do when you do that. I think in the past, whether it was through you or other connections in this person's life, I think they were used to getting their way. That if they played that game where they puff out their chest, Queen of Wands, King of Wands to the Devil, and they assert their authority and they bully around, you know, I think that's how this person won in the past. And this time around, they either have to negotiate or leave the negotiating table. And I don't think they were prepared for you to engage with them in that way. So the Knight of Pentacles, the Judgment, the Eight of Swords, like, now I really need to think, how am I going to respond to this? I'm talking about this person. Now it's like, oh, okay, well, that plan didn't work. So what do I do next? And there's a big pause. Knight of Pentacles to Judgment. And then we've got the Eight of Swords. It's like, okay, well, that didn't work out in my favor. Four of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. I think that's you there, but let me see. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Page of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and the King of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Hangman, the Magician, and the High Priestess. Let me get three more on this. I don't want to tell you to be stubborn, okay? But I do think you need to be stubborn with this type of entity. Because or energy, because this is the energy of a person or a group of people. They're so used to getting their way that you need to be defiant in order to get the outcome that you want here. So I see this person coming back. As long as you're able to wait them out. King of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. That's you changing from air energy to earth energy, right? This is like, I got to lean on a little Capricorn energy there, which is, you know, right next to your sign. And this is like, I got to wait this out. I'm going to stand firm. I gave them this offer or this opportunity. They didn't like it. Okay, open a negotiation. You want to be an a-hole? I'm out. And then it's like going quiet. Notice the King of Pentacles has their back turned. Is patiently waiting to see what happens next. What do they do next? How do they respond? I think this is their response. Page of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and the King of Wands. I think this is then information, communication, offer, opportunity from this person. I'm willing to explore doing it a different way. Where beforehand it was like my way or the highway, and you came in saying, no, we either negotiate or there's no way. I think this person comes in and says, I'm willing to grow up. It's basically, I don't think they're going to verbally say that to you, but they're suddenly now appearing as a king willing to take action, a king willing to move forward. So I think there's a little, this person capitulating a little bit of, I'm open to that, because they go from Queen of Wands and a Devil energy to just the King of Wands. So it's a way more mature energy, right? The Hangman, the Magician, and the High Priestess. Boy, did they have to go within. Three of Swords. Yeah, because you didn't give in. So it's almost like you standing firm on this forced this person to learn some new skills. Page of Pentacles is the card of learning. They had to learn some new skills. They can't just puff out their chest like they've done in the past with you or with others and get what they want. You, by doing this, actually have the ability to inspire this person to grow up. Because when we look at tarot in a tarot deck, it's a bit hierarchical. And I don't mean masculine energy is better than feminine. Just look at a sword suit, right? You've got the knights, and then you have the queens, and then you have the kings. It's just a progression of a suit deck, okay? It doesn't mean masculines are better than feminines. But it's like this person had to grow up because they were a Queen of Wands to the Devil, and now they're coming in as a King of Wands. So you, by doing this, will actually inspire this person to go within and do a little growing up. Probably something they should have done years ago. Let's get you advice how to deal with this person when they come back around. And maybe this person had some status in their life with that status card. Or they think they have some status with you, and that's why they could, behave this way, but you're checking them. How can Aquarius deal with this person when they return? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Two of Cups, Knight of Swords, Four of Wands. Yeah, we can move together. We can move forward together. We can compromise. Because at the end of the day, I think you value this connection to some degree, this friendship, whatever this is. And I think you end up moving forward together. And we have two people here celebrating. So I think the compromise, the negotiation here works out. But if you allow this person to roll over you, no, you would not have this ending. You would have the Queen of Wands to the Devil winning, and you kind of, having to go along with them. This was a little lesson for you to stand your ground, be a little bold and a little brave, a little out of your comfort zone in terms of, I'm not going to just detach and walk away. I'm open to negotiation and communicating, but it's standing your ground. I will not be pushed around anymore or pushed around by you. And you holding firm to that and then going quiet, yeah, I think it forces this person to grow up. But that's how victory is yours with whatever this is. It's you learning how to speak up in a very authoritative way in your life. And then again, there is a little bit there of a, I want to negotiate with you. It's not my way or the highway. You're my way or the highway. I am, let's negotiate or I will walk away. There's a big difference. And by you doing that, boy, do you change the end result of whatever this is. So I like it for you a lot. That is what I have for you presently, Aquarius. I hope those messages resonated with you. Remember, just take the bits and parts that do resonate with you. Don't force a message to fit if it's not yours. But that's what I have for you as of September 25th, 2025. If you like that message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Pisces. I hope you're doing well today. Let's take a look at your current situation as of September 25th, 2025. For Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. What do we need to know for Pisces? One more shuffle. Thank you. Current situation, romance, Taurus energy, card number 2. Risk, Aries energy, card number 1. Bottom of the deck, friendship, card number 4, Cancerian energy. And card number 8, secrets. Scorpio energy. What is happening here? Okay. It's a little different take, I think, on the readings I've been doing for you, but it's a good thing. Tell me more about this here for Pisces. So you have cards number 2, 1, 4, 8. Romance, risk, friendship, secrets. That's Taurus, Aries, Cancer, Scorpio energy. One more shuffle. All right, thanks. I want to cut the deck here for you, Pisces. Tell me more about this here for Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Romance, risk, friendship, and secrets. One more shuffle. Thank you. First card out, 5 of Cups. The Devil, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 8 of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Sun, the 3 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Wands. Tell me about the 5 of Cups here. One more shuffle. 5 of Cups, Judgment, the Magician, and the 4 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Page of Pentacles. I think you have a connection here in your life. And I think at some point in it, you either felt rejected or it went from romance to friendship, or it was that friendship and it never advanced to romance. There's something like that here. And I think that you were manifesting in some way this connection. I think you knew that it was risky with this person, but you were like, but this is what I want. I either want this friendship to elevate to romance, or I want this romantic connection to keep growing. But you were like friend zoned, but you're like, but I'm going to still manifest it to come back. So you made the judgment call at some point that despite the emotional loss and possible emotional risk to you, you were still going to stay in this at some point in time. Whether you were friend zoned or not, you're like, nope, this is what I want. If it's not your message, check another placement. The Devil. Why is the Devil here? One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Devil is clarified by the Knight of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Hierophant. So the Devil is here because despite your best efforts, this other entity was not willing to cooperate with you. They were inconsistent. They were in and out. It's possible if this is a romantic partner, they had other options or choices. And they gave very little to the connection with that Page of Pentacles energy. So there was something, a pattern, toxic or not, within this individual that made the connection with them increasingly burdensome. Queen of Pentacles. What is the Queen of Pentacles? Actually, can I get one card for secrets? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Ace of Cups. It's possible for some of you that this toxicity was because this individual had a secret connection elsewhere. It's possible. They had a connection elsewhere that you were not aware of. So either you were trying to manifest this friendship to become a romance, not knowing that this person was connected to someone else, or you were in a connection with this person. You sort of went from being their romantic partner to being their friends. And it's because some secret here either was revealed to you or you just intuitively know that they had someone else. Can only take that message if it applies. Either way, this person was keeping secrets from you. And it could be for some of you, the secret was this person did not want commitment. Maybe there was no other person involved here. You know what I mean? It's just you wanted commitment. You wanted to go the distance. and they did not. And they failed to tell you that. Okay, so take that message how it resonates to you. Queen of Pentacles. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Queen of Pentacles is clarified by the Star, the Hierophant, and the Ace of Swords. So I feel like this is you, whether you're masculine or feminine. I think you wanted marriage or long-term commitment with this individual. I think this is what you wanted. This is what you had your heart set on. Eight of Wands. Tell me about the Eight of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Four of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Fool card. I don't read body parts. So for some of you, one or two things happened here. You tried to move forward with this person despite knowing that there was a toxic pattern or a trait here within them, and possibly knowing of some secret here that came out that they have someone else or whatever. You decided to move forward with them anyway, and you were rejected by this person. And for a small percentage of you, that rejection from that person led you to find someone else, and now you're the one with the secret. Take that message, how that applies. This got very messy very quickly. I'll try to clean it up for you by the end of the reading. So tell me about the Five of Wands here. Page of Swords, Eight of Cups, and the Moon. Bottom of the deck, Justice, Ace of Wands, and the Fool shows itself again. So let me clean this up for you. At some point in time, you entered a connection with an individual. For some of you, it was a platonic connection, and you were hoping that it would go romantic. And it may have for a while, but it just never became what you wanted it to be, although you kept manifesting that. This individual just, they have the divine gift of free will, and they just were not moving the connection in that fashion. And even though you wholeheartedly wanted this friendship to move to romance, when you were finally rejected from this other individual, you decided to move forward with someone else, but you've kept that a secret for some reason. It's like this person didn't need to know that you found someone else. And so I feel like in an attempt to avoid an argument, you were like, well, since we were only friends and I was trying to pursue this as more, they don't really need to know that I found someone else. I'm just finding someone else, and I'm moving on. But I think initially you took the risk here of trying to get out of your comfort zone and trying to move friendship into romance. For others of you, you had this connection. It started off romantic. Now, maybe it started from friends, but eventually progressed to romance. You either entertained the idea of marriage with this person or long-term commitment, or that's what you had with them. And although you were fully committed to the connection, they were not. And for some of you, this person stepped out of the connection and maybe had a secret affair or affairs. I think despite that, you risked trying again. And when you rejected, or when you were rejected by this individual, you went on and found someone else. In that respect, I feel like I'm speaking to a Pisces who's now in a connection with one person and engaging in an affair with another. I think you'd like to move on from the original connection, this King to the Queen of Pentacles connection. I think you'd like to move forward with the King or Queen of Wands here. But you're scared. You don't know how that's going to pan out. You don't want the argument. You don't want the disagreement. If there was a way to do it amicably, you would. But you're not sure how well this person would receive it. Even though they're technically the devil and they stepped out on you, there's something here about you. You don't think this person would take it well if you were to ask for the divorce or the separation, or I don't know, kick them out of your house or something like that. I know it's a different group of Pisceans that I have on the channel, so don't freak out. Just check another placement. The Tower just came flying out of the deck. You saw that. So I think you're trying to avoid a Tower, but I think that's the only way that this can end. Either you have to tell this friend, I've moved on from this connection. I really tried. Whether this ends the friendship or not, I found someone else, or I would like to find someone else, and I'm just giving up on this connection. If that means I lose the friendship, I lose the friendship, but I'm not going to keep chasing you here for a connection you clearly don't want, right? You're entertaining other people, or you're a commitment phobe, or you have the divine gift of free will and you just don't want to take our friendship to romance. Fine. And then for others of you, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a tower moment, but you're going to have to end this connection before proceeding forward with the new one. So I know you're avoiding a tower, but there's no other way to allow one connection to end before moving forward with the new one. 3 cards of advice here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Ace of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Cups. You have to move towards your happiness. If that means you have to tell this friend, I'm not going to keep pursuing you. I tried. You clearly weren't interested. I wish we could have, entertained this or explore this and kind of see where it went. But I'm also not going to sit around waiting for you either. So I'm just going to move on from this. If we can keep our friendship, great. If not, I'm going to move on. And it might come with some conflict. Because even though they have turned you down in the past, you're now like officially turning them down. You're like, there's no going back to this. Yeah. Their ego might be bruised. They might push back. You need to do it anyway. And move towards this King or Queen of Wands, whether you know them or not. And for others of you where you're entertaining 2 people, you're going to have to break a couple of eggs to make an omelet here. But your advice here is to break those eggs. Break those eggs and move towards the new beginning and the new partner and the happiness that you want. And will this other partner of yours be happy that you're doing that? No, but they also need to be reminded they kind of started this whole thing when they were inconsistent and possibly entertaining other people. So the fact that you're now choosing to move on is your prerogative. You have the right to do that. 9 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, and the World card. Go chase your happiness, Pisces. It's about time. That is what I have for you, my dear. That is your current message from Source about your situation. Again, if it's not your situation, it's fine. No problem. Check out your other placements. That was a bit messy of an energy read. When I have a lot of different people here, sometimes it's hard to discern what energy belongs to which card or which entity or which person. So just take the bits from that reading that apply to you. And again, if it didn't apply at all, just check another placement. But that's what I have for you at this time. If you like that message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.